3, 2, 1. Hello, and welcome back to the INVICTUS stream. My name, as always, is Mr. Harlan Guthrie, and I am here with my crazy brother Alex.
Yes,
My lawful friend Chris.
Lawfully good, that is.
My crotchety friend Michael.
What? Why are they talking to me? I don't want to talk to you guys. Who the fuck are you?
My wise old pal Justin.
Hello.
And we are here with Deadlands Game 1 Part 5! Woo! Ladies and gentlemen, it has been a long summer of fun. We have been going through a bunch of mini games, as well as what we like to call the... What the fuck do we call it?
Summer Trials.
The Summer Trials, thank you.
yeah.
I can't remember. As well as the Summer Trials, a series of one-shot adventures done by each of us. I think we all threw our hat in. I did End of the World. Michael, you did the Siege and Arrow. Yeah. Justin, you did Running Dead. You did Roll for Shoes last week, Chris. And Alex, it's Swashbuckler's Life. That's right. We all did it. The Summer Trials has been a success thanks to you guys. Thank you so much for being with us all summer long. Throughout those trials, we've been running mini games for you guys. It has been a blast, and I'm going to touch on that in a second. But I want to continue on with our little shtick here to make sure everyone that's watching knows what they're in for. Of course, this is an 18-plus show, so be prepared to hear a lot of no-no words like poo-poo and fuck. We also say fuck. Yeah, well, poo-poo's worse.
That's
Right.
French for seal.
It is.
And crapola.
Crapola. There's a lot of crapola flying through. So if you are not good with the no-no words, then you go ahead and you close the video. But before you do, you make sure you like... Oh, there's the warning. Thank you, Alex. Before you do, you make sure go ahead and like the video on YouTube. That's right. Hit the little thumbs up button because it makes us feel good. In fact, anyone watching this, go ahead and like that video for us, please, because I don't fucking know. Someone tells me to do it. Twitter is also something we utilize a lot, and you can follow us at INVICTUS Stream. Go ahead and tweet us. We got a lot of cool stuff going on there, so you can hang out and tweet us fun stuff. Also, Facebook, probably the most important of these that we use. Go ahead and find us on Facebook. You can like our page as well as like our group.
If you don't like us, we will come after you.
That's me, but I can do that in real life, so you don't need the picture. Anyway, but go ahead and like it on Facebook as well as join the group. The group is where all the cool people hang out. That's where the most valuable post is rewarded. What is this?
So
Meme
true.
Central. I'm an oral genius. I've experienced it, let me tell you, and he surely is. He is an oral genius. So go ahead and join the Facebook group, like the Facebook page. Facebook group is where everyone gets together and hangs out during the week. That's where you get the most valuable post. That's where the mid-game post is going to fly, and that's where everybody hangs out and talks. I do want to do a quick shout-out to someone on the Facebook group as well as the Facebook page. Oscar! Happy birthday, Oscar! It was your birthday Tuesday, I believe. Not 1,000% if it was Tuesday. We're pretty sure it was, so happy birthday. If it's not Tuesday, just happy birthday for whenever you were. If we're totally wrong, just use this for next year. Just play it back when your birthday comes up. So yeah, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, all that bullshit. The NPC game is something we run weekly here with this campaign, the Deadlands campaign. We did not run it last week because Chris was busy fiddling his fingers, but he's going to run it tomorrow, so you can make sure to... Are you sucking your own finger? What was that? Put it in your mouth. Why does that turn on, like, immensely? Well, I know why. So go ahead and submit your NPC posts tomorrow, and Chris posts that. You can get XP and all that kind of stuff. Mid-game post is going to be run today, halfway through the game, so make sure you check. The first, second, and third comment, as well as the 20th, is going to get XP. So you should know how that runs by now. If not, we'll tell you how to do it in-game.
It might not be halfway through the game, though, so don't tell them that, because... You know, you never know where it's going to be, so you got to watch the whole time.
Mid implies half. It's usually half. I don't know.
Not. It might not be half.
So we should call it
but
the mid.
it
It
could
could be the
be
last
half.
10 minutes.
It could be half.
The
So
mid,
don't turn off
the
the halfway
mid-ish.
point.
You've got to watch the entire way through is what we're getting at.
That's right. It could be the end game post, It won't be. It'll be mid.
Well, we
So
can't
go
tell
ahead and
time,
watch for that.
so-
You can't tell time. It could be any time. The MVP is something we reward to the most valuable post. That's the post of the week on the Facebook group that we thought inspired the most discussion, creatively, kind of shared information, blah, blah, blah. You guys get it. If you watched 4 games of Deadlands so far, you wouldn't be starting at 5, so you've heard all this shit. So I don't need to explain it every time, but just in case, you should get it. That is going to go to my very special new friend. Let's you know what? We're gonna mix it up this week. Instead of me fucking up the name, which I always do, this is where we're gonna go. It's gonna go to this person, Gulager Kajartan Pargirson.
Harlan.
Wow, I think you pronounced that perfectly.
It's Gallagher Kajardan Purgerson.
No. Gallagher Carter Porkerson.
Either way, very cool name. I would honestly, and I mean this sincerely, please tell us how to say the name. You won the most valuable post. He had a really great post about the alcohol. He's making a game. He wants us to name the alcohol. We all threw in our hat for a few different ideas. The Invictus Brew, I think I threw out, or the Invictus Stout or something. I don't know. And Brew makes more sense. Either way, it was very cool. Awesome post. You win the XP associated with the most valuable post. Well done, man. Of course, as you might have seen, because I screen capped my cheat sheet, the Summer Trials Game 4 has been running over the past 2 weeks. This was Create in Canon. This was a really cool submission thing that I was very happy about. We wanted to see what you guys could do, open the book on your creative outlet, and really post some stuff. Now, I know a lot of you probably were working on it. I know a lot of you were like, whatever, I do what I do. But the people who did submit, I really appreciate it. It was Mark Lane, Gallagher, who we're going to go with from here on out, Dominic, and Aisha. You guys all submitted fantastic creating canon, so well done, guys. Give yourself a round of applause. But unfortunately, there can only be one winner. That means, after much deliberation, and there was some great ones. I do want to do a shout-out. Dominic, your narration for Jarrett's Grandfather's Diary, which was right off the bat, was fantastic. It was really cool. It may be... don't know yet.
He says it was so not correctly said. Call me Godpool.
Godpool?
Godpool.
Perfect, Godpool. Apologies, Godpool, but that's going to be your new name. Sorry, I totally plead ignorance. I have no idea. I apologize sincerely. And I know where it comes from. Harlan's not a normal name either. Not that yours isn't a normal name. Dominic, fantastic submission from Creating Canon. Awesome submission. Also, I want to do a shout out to Mark Lane, who did a fantastic video showing all of his rule books and everything he's done. Really cool. It totally got Michael hard, I should say. High and hard. You love that kind of shit.
I love those cabinets. I love them, and I particularly like we've got the section for the normal people, and then the section for the gamers. But the organization, my God, man, I love it.
Yeah, it totally trips out his OCD, and he loves it. So well done, Mark. But I gotta say, and I don't think this is any huge surprise to anyone, but Aisha, well, I gotta say, Lyle and Lyle Productions took this one home. They did not just a great video, I should say, but a hilarious video. Justin and I openly admitted many times that we laughed out loud. This was freaking hilarious.
Yeah, I did too.
Yeah, it was meta. I gotta say, Bob, he's got this perfect deadpan, where he's just kind of looking, and the director's cut had it where he was looking after it. Yeah, he just has this great deadpan, which I'm sure while they're filming is probably Aisha just being like, just don't do anything. And she's just filming it, but comedic, it's gold because it's just and I gotta say, chops to Aisha because her skills are getting better and better as the videos go on. Not that they weren't great, but you have to admit, anyone who's seen them more, and Aisha, I'm sure you see, but you're getting more and more quicker with the cuts and all that shit, and it is hilarious. So well done, guys. You are the Summer Game 4 winner for the Summer Trials. Fantastic job. So that means going into the final game, the Summer Trials, we have Kenneth, who won the first one. We have Mark and Victoria Lane. I believe Victoria is going to be spearheading that because we can only have one. Chris Lawrence and Aisha are all going to be the competitors for the final summer minigame. Now, what's that going to be? You're going to find out later this week. It is exciting. We are more excited. We also have a few things coming up down the pipe in the coming weeks. which is really exciting. A lot of you have been talking about merchandise for a long time and wanting to see and maybe get some more stuff. There's something hanging in my closet right now, which I'm excited to show you, but we're going to wait a little bit and show that to you as the weeks go on. So stick close to that and get ready. Other than that, is that it? I think that's it. I hope so, because I just want to play the game. You can tell we're just itching to play the game. We've all been thinking about Deadlands the entire time, as well as I hope you guys have. So we are more than happy to get back into it. However, of course, we got to remember what happened previously on. And for that, I'm going to throw it to my best friend, Mr. Louis Verville, and the gorgeous Justin Thomas James.
Thank you, Harlan. All right, just a quick synopsis for you guys. Last time on Deadlands RPG, the four deputies, Carver, Buddy, Lacy, and Lewis, spoke with the local priest in Holton about the nature of the bandits they had encountered 2 nights before. They learned that the bandits were likely members of the Guardian Angels, an extremist sect of the Lost Angels religious group. While they shared most beliefs with the Lost Angels, namely that the mining of ghost rock was harmful to society and a product of the devil, they differed in their approach to influence those in the dark to change their ways. They resorted to violence and theft if it meant the prevention of more ghost rock mining operations, and their next target was a train heading toward Holton from the east. The train loaded with more aspiring miners, as well as last month's wages for all the ghost rock miners currently there. The perfect target for the Guardian Angels to fulfill their cause. The deputies rode out early and intercepted the train before the bandits. They devised a plan, and instead of driving the train into the Guardian Angel ambush, they emptied it and had the bandits come to them. Sure enough, the bandits came to investigate the stopped empty train, unaware of the 4 deputies in hiding. The ambush was executed flawlessly. The bandits barely had time to react before they had all been shot dead. The deputies returned to Holton with a full train of new arrivals and the workers' wages in hand. The town celebrated their return, but the festivities were short-lived, for the deputies soon received some unsettling news. The sheriff, who had been locked safely in his cell with some sort of strange condition, isolated from the rest of the town because of his dangerous and aggressive behavior, was nowhere to be found. A large hole gaped across the back wall of his prison cell, the material seemingly torn away by some great force. Chris?
Thank you, Lewis. A scream echoes into the night from the crowd that's staring at this gaping hole where the sheriff used to be, the crazed sheriff, who had seemingly lost his mind of late. People panicking around you as they're staring. They're looking for you for answers. You guys came into this town, strong-armed a few people. You were successful, and for the first time the crowd seemed to welcome you and respect you as the law in the town. And now this, the sheriff, whom they were so fond of, and that you threatened to kill, has gone missing.
Are they gathering around, you said?
Yeah, they're all staring.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, I do not want to alarm you, but please, we all need you to return to your homes as soon as possible. Barricade the doors and stay safely inside, for there is someone dangerous on the loose.
What happened to the sheriff?
More will be explained tomorrow morning. We cannot talk right now, but for your own safety, you need to move now. And I turn to Buddy and I say, Buddy, we need to get these people inside as soon as possible.
Okay, I'm going to need you to try to convince them somehow. Like, start convincing, if that's where you're going with. You need to roll for that. I mean, first of all, they were all a little drunk because they were having a good time, being that the new convoy of people have come in, and you were successful in getting them. It's payday, right? People are out there celebrating with you, and now they're all drunk and now panic.
All right, so it's it's my persuasion, which is D12 plus a D6, right? Or D4.
You got it. If that's a D6 is always your wild card die.
All right, so 5 and.
So you're successful because you need to just be a 4.
Right.
So you see people start walking away slowly, some of them stumbling more than others, some people helping one another. And as the crowd thins out, you see only a couple people who remain. And as it thins out further, you realize that it's the foreman of the mine who still stands there.
Henry?
That's right.
And I say, Mr. O'Toole, you need to go inside right away. I'm not being funny here, but it is very dangerous.
Carver, I understand. I just need to talk to you and your compatriots here. It seems he's not the only one who's gone missing.
And my ears perk up, and I get closer to this conversation's happening.
Lacy, buddy.
Go on.
Well, I'm glad the new shipment of workers has arrived, because if it wasn't for that, I doubt I'd have enough force to continue with the work in the mines tomorrow morning. I thought they were, maybe they're taking a day off when they didn't come to work today, and skeptical that they were going to be paid. But then when I didn't see them at the celebrations tonight, my cogs in my head started turning. I think a lot of my men are missing. To be more accurately, a lot of the younger, stronger men have gone.
All right, fair enough.
Now, I understand your hands are full right now, and just in due time, please come see me.
Where will you be?
I'll be by the mine where my tent's set up.
All right. Now, I don't mean to be funny, Mr. O'Toole, but we do have reason to believe that the sheriff who escaped is extremely dangerous, and I know you are a capable man, but if you can get inside a walled building, that would be best, at least for the night.
Well, perhaps I can find space in the Bee in the Barrel.
That would be excellent. We'll come and find you there. Thank you. And I turn to Buddy. How good are you at tracking?
Well, I'm not going to lie. My eyes aren't as good as I used to be, but I'll give it a shot. Let's go back around this coach here. See if we can get a read.
To Lewis. Lewis, what are your thoughts, man?
Well, there might be some sort of trend going on here, but I figure if the miner speak to each other, if he's able to speak to his other miners, maybe they have some leads there, but I have no idea what happened to the sheriff. That's quite a big hole.
Does it look like, walking over to the hole, does it look like it was torn from the inside out?
That is hard to tell. Aside from, you know what, you could easily see that the majority of the debris has blown outwards.
Okay,
so the majority of the wood has been pulled away. But that's all you know.
All right, so I'm going to do a tracking check. So I just do my tracking skill plus the wild card. Is that what goes on here?
That's right.
Do you think he had the strength to do that, Carver? Or could there have been something else here?
I don't know. What do you see? Does this look like it was a bomb or a man?
So Buddy Jack, a success. Not a huge success, but enough to notice that the pieces of wood that remain, some of the debris, it looks as if parts of the outside boards that remain have been pulled away, and it's in a place that couldn't be reached from the inside. So your inclination is to believe that something pulled the boards away.
Well, gentlemen, looks like he had some help here. If you look up here, I'll show you. Don't know if you can see, but it'd be impossible for the sheriff to reach that. Those have been pried towards us from the outside.
Well, shit. That means someone let him out, or at least helped him.
And somebody tall, no?
Well, it doesn't necessarily mean he's tall. He could just be standing on something.
I'm going to do a notice roll. See if there's anything obvious that we're missing.
I grab my guns and get...
Remember, guys, you can aid one another, right? So...
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to allow for one more roll after this, if it's successful, however. So, Lewis, you notice on the boards that Buddy pointed out to you that seemed like it's been ripped a little bit, you see a fingernail, and you see some blood. Like somebody caught themselves on one of the boards as they're pulling with so much force.
Does it look like a man's fingernail or a woman's fingernail?
Yeah, it does look like a human nail.
Does it look like a man's or a woman's, though? Would I be able to tell that?
Just what you're saying is, does it look like a large nail or a smaller, petite nail? Is that what you're asking here, Lewis?
Yeah.
Is it painted?
Yeah, it's not painted. It's not painted, but it also doesn't look... it looks a little bit better kept, I guess, than a miner's nail. And that's a lot of information right there, just from the nail, but you do get the impression that it's someone who... You think it's male. We'll say that, but it doesn't seem like it's. It seems very clean.
Well, it's kind of weird to think, but the only person I could think of that might have the strength to do something like this is Eli.
Now, Lewis, beautiful beginning, Justin, for the intro, but I want to break out of character a little bit here, and I want to award you guys your chips. Now, as a reminder to the community, we have 3 different levels of chips. We have the white chips, we have the red chips, and we have blue chips. Now, you guys can provide these bennies, as it were, for the players. 5 XP for white benny for any of the players, 10 XP for red benny, and 15 for a blue benny. The benefits between the bennies are the white benny allows you to, it's most common, you should be spending, basically get to re-roll a trait roll. Okay? But whenever you spend, you get to re-roll any trait roll. The red chips allow a 1d6 added to your roll, so whatever you roll, you get to add a 1d6, almost like getting an extra wild card. But when you do that, I get to pick another benny, and the blue chips work the same as the red chips. However, there is no, I don't get to get a chip for it, so that's the difference. So we're going to start with Lacy.
All right.
Now remember, we have some black legendary chips in there. Now, Lewis, did you use a black legendary chip last game?
I did use it last game.
You did use it up, okay. Yeah. There's still one more in there.
I gotta tell you guys too, I'm moving, so I don't know where our chips are. I can write those down, but I don't have a deck of cards, so maybe someone should just pull another card when we pull cards.
Oh,
yeah,
that's fine. I'll pull.
Cool.
All right, so we have 2 red chips and a white chip for Lacy. And for Carver, we got 2 whites and a red.
God damn.
And for Lewis, a blue and 2 whites. And for Betty Jacks, 3 whites. All right. Now, I might be rewarding more of these. Remember, you can't really carry them over.
Right.
I got 2 reds and a white for the record. All right. So you guys see this. I mean, it looks like a big hole's been ripped away.
So, and on that, and I turn to Lewis and I say, so there's a nail stuck here? They weren't using a pry bar or anything like that? They were using the fingers?
Yeah, if you want to pull it out. I haven't taken it out yet, really, but just by looking at it.
What's the matter, buddy? You don't, or what's the matter, Lewis? You don't,
There's blood on it.
I know, I'm just messing with you, I'm kidding. And I reach up with my handkerchief right next to my mouth, and I pull it off. No, I just pull it off, and I kind of take a look at it. Someone lost a fingernail, so let's make sure we keep an eye on that. But more importantly,
Right, missing
who the hell would be helping? Someone, buddy, what do you see on the ground, tracks-wise?
Well, let me tell you in a second.
Ooh.
Well, there's clearly more than one of them. Because the sheriff counts.
And yes, that's true. Unfortunately, it's still mucky, which, there's a lot of prints around here. Some of them are your own. But you don't only think that there's only 2 sets that are the newest, aside from where you've been walking.
Sorry, you mean 2 sets as in 1 plus the sheriff?
2 sets.
Mm-hmm.
So like 2 people is what you're saying.
That's right.
Not 3 people.
We can still follow the 2 sets, can we not, buddy?
We absolutely can.
All right. And I turn.
Judy!
Now, does it make sense if we all do the same thing? Should someone be looking after the minors?
I can.
Chill, Lacy. I'm just saying, does it make sense for all 4 of us to be chasing after the sheriff? Mind you, he was pretty tough.
I think so.
If we do come across, it might be better if we're together. All right, yeah. All right. How fast can you track, buddy? Does it make sense to do horses or try on ground, on foot?
Well, I'm going to have to do a little mixture of both. I'm going to have to get off every now and then and just double check, but
all right.
I can give it a shot.
Okay, I need all 4 of you to do a vigor roll.
A vigor roll?
That's right.
1d4, I think.
So we have to always do a 6, right?
You should always have a wild card of a 6.
Damn.
Vigor is a D6.
I'm going to add I'm gonna do. I'm gonna spend white to re-roll a trait roll. So is that both or just one? I forget.
White allows you to re-roll the whole roll.
Okay, so I'm gonna re-roll that because.
I want to thank Will Finazzo for just giving me a white chip.
Nice, thank you.
And
To him, not to me, to him.
I'm going to spend that right now to re-roll this as well.
So 2 white chips have been spent. They're going back in the pot.
Yep.
Oh, even worse.
All right. So, unfortunately, Lacy, you feel, typical Lacy, excited, prospects of maybe some action. Carver, you feel okay. At first, you thought you were feeling a little tingling in your fingers.
Oh.
But you feel like it's okay. Same thing. Buddy Jax, unfortunately, your left arm goes really tired and your legs are feeling really numb, and you kind of feel, as if you're sweating a little bit more, and it was a cool night, which is weird. And Lewis, you're feeling the same way. Now, you're pretty sure it's not the alcohol, but something rings a bell as a thought when you think of the alcohol. You think, man, we have been drinking a lot. So,
do you share this information with us that you're feeling this way?
I gotta tell you, Carver, I think we might have to hold off till morning.
Now, buddy, the reason you failed, although you rolled a 4, is because of your condition that you're dealing with as well.
Consumption.
Your consumption. You've been coughing a lot, and this just added to that.
Like, grab the cigarette out buddy's mouth and put it on the ground. You need to stop smoking, you idiot!
Smoking's supposed to make it better, Carver. You know that.
Well, I don't believe all that mumbo jumbo, to be honest. I feel like in a long time from now, they're going to say cigarettes were the stupidest thing we could have ever done, but who knows? Anyway.
I believe the posters.
Hold on, though.
I'm just going by what the doctor said, Carver.
Oh, you're not feeling well. They said drinking that beer, some people get the disease or whatever, and then Eli made that tonic. You had some of that tonic, don't you, Liz? You had a needle or something.
Yeah.
You bought remember?
Elixir.
You bought an elixir
for his condition?
No, I remember that Eli was saying, or maybe it was the priest.
I hope that's in character, Lacey.
maybe not.
Someone was saying that, I think it was the priest was saying that some people with the drink, because of the way that it's brewed or because of one of the ingredients, get that disease. Remember, it tingles your fingers, makes you feel dead, sort of, something like that, and you need to drink the elixir to suppress it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, remember? So
good memory.
That's right.
It was like not even 24 hours ago, boys.
You're right. Sorry, it's just been a long day. I'm tired. But how am I feeling right now? Because I rolled a 2 and a 1. So what's going on?
You feel the same thing, absolutely. You're feeling not great. You've got a sweat on your brow, and you're feeling numb.
I feel numb, like in my body.
Comfortably numb.
Well, I
uncomfortably numb.
Uncomfortably numb.
By the way, you are suffering from a fatigue right now for -1 from all your trait rolls until you solve this issue.
I have an elixir thing, and I toss it over Buddy Jax.
I better make a note of this.
And I say, Buddy, stick this in your arm, will you? Give it a go. You never
hold
know.
on. I wasn't convinced that necessary, and I see Lacy doing this. I say, hold on, Lacy, I'm not 100% that was exactly the same thing. I remember him saying that he was making tonics to suppress it, but I don't recall exactly if that was the same elixir that you guys purchased. It would be worth checking out with Eli instead of wasting the money you just spent.
Maybe we should go speak with Eli. After all, he was the good friend of the sheriff, and maybe he.
All right, look.
About where the sheriff is.
Yeah, but here's my thinking. Lacy, as much as I hate doing this, how good are you at tracking?
Well, I don't have it on my character sheet, if that's what you're hinting at.
I'm saying
he's not good at tracking.
I can always give her a try.
Well, do you have notice in any way capacity?
No.
All right,
I have shooting, riding, fighting, intimidating, and stealthing.
Well, you know what? It'll be better than nothing because we got to be doing something. So, Lewis and Buddy, why don't you go check with Eli, see if you can't get yourself sorted out? Because if this is something that's bothering you right now, it's only going to escalate real quick. Lacey and I will keep trying to track as much as we can. We might not succeed, but we won't scuff the tracks no matter what. That will be our only priority here, not scuffing the tracks.
I gotta tell you, Carver, Sheriff Cole, he was quite a soldier in his younger years. If he's at his best, even his latest years, I don't know if you'll be able to take him on your own. I suggest maybe you go talk to O'Toole while we go talk to Eli, and I don't think you try tracking the sheriff on your own.
Well, problem is, right now, the biggest threat, in my mind, is the sheriff. So if we track him back to the other side of town and he's fixing to start sneaking into those ladies' windows and hurting them in some way, we got to make sure that we're stopping that. How about this? I may not be great at tracking, but there might be someone in town who is. Why don't...
maybe we should speak to O'Toole.
Well,
O'Toole is the foreman?
He was the
That's
foreman.
right.
Is there
Who's
anyone
the
that
guy
we
at the
would
bar?
know... Yeah, is there anyone that we would know that would be good at tracking? The girl, the blacksmith.
Yeah, she might be okay. She seems to be pretty handy with most things, so that's a good idea. I mean, as far as Lily, Miss Sheffield goes, she probably would know better than anyone else.
And she's a friend, too. So let's do that, then. Lewis and Buddy, I still think if you guys are come down with something real quick, it makes the most sense for you guys to get checked out, because in 10 minutes you might not be here. And Lewis, I know you don't want to be sick.
I am definitely not opposed to getting checked out right now.
Just then, guys, you hear in the distance a rumbling of thunder, and you see in the horizon the darkness of clouds rolling in, and you realize that your light will be hindered in a few hours if you don't act soon.
Lacey and I are going to go get the girl to see if we can track the sheriff. We're going to meet you at the Bee in the Bonnet as soon as possible. You guys get yourself checked out. If you're all right, follow the trail and meet us to find the sheriff. All right?
All right.
Deal? Handbrake.
And Lacey, I
honestly,
swear to
Lewis-
God, you keep your gun in your sheath or
I
Pants.
guarantee
I feel like he doesn't have a
Carver.
holster. He just puts it in his like crotch area.
I got one in my crotch and one in my butt crack.
I can't guarantee that I won't pull them out, but I guarantee that I won't fire unless you want me to. There.
Turns out he just likes firing his gun to keep his pants warm.
It's true.
That's the only reason.
And I like to intimidate people with them.
All right.
All right, so who's going first? Let's start with.
Buddy, I thought Buddy had something to say before we left.
Well, I just want to remind Lewis that maybe it's a good time while we're getting checked out by Eli that we take a look at his hands and follow up on his theory on being the only guy strong enough in town to be able to do that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Oh, keep an eye out for a fingernail. Broken, bloody fingernail.
Who do you think is the strongest? Sorry, Eli?
Eli.
Elam?
Eli. The
Elam.
ex-blacksmith.
So that's Elam.
That's
Elam.
Elam.
Yeah.
Elam.
You call him Eli.
No.
All blasphemes.
There was
No.
an Eli. I think that the train conductor was Eli.
That's right.
Throw this down. Well,
It's definitely Elam. I forgot
Fair
that.
enough, fair enough. Okay. Either way, why don't Lacey and I go first? Because if we get her to track successfully, that'll be a good time waste anyway. And that way, Elam can give you more information.
Sure.
Does that work for you?
Let's do it.
Okay, so Lacey and I speed off as fast as we can towards the blacksmith.
Okay.
Miss Sheffield.
So you guys get there. We'll say you guys get there first.
Jump on our stolen horses.
My horse isn't stolen, Lacey. Now put your gun away.
Mine is a borrowed horse.
So Lily comes to the door.
Lily.
Carver,
Hey.
this has got to be.
No, Lily, this is important. The sheriff's gotten loose, and last time we saw him, he was extremely dangerous. Now, if you can't help, I just need you to point me in the direction of someone who can. We need a good tracker.
No, we need him fast.
The sheriff's got loose, eh? Well, a good tracker.
The best.
The best in town.
Well, if you're worthwhile, we're fine to go right now, but we need to move.
Well, I can help. I'm probably the best considering everyone's been drinking. It's payday after all.
All right, we'll take it. Grab your horse and follow us.
And she hops on the horse and comes to follow you guys.
Yeah, and we're back, and as soon as we get there, we'll start tracking. So
Okay. So you have the
Now-
advantage. I'll give you a +1 for your tracking.
+1. I'm already
Yeah.
at -2. Damn it. Wow.
She's just going to aid you. She's helping you, but she's not much better than you are.
All we're gonna do, just so you know, is stay as far away from the tracks as possible. Like, because I just don't want to mess him up for Buddy if he's any good.
I see what you're saying. Yep. So,
Don't
Buddy,
scuff him up.
Buddy, did you go with Carver?
I went with Lewis.
No,
I gotta get checked
Okay,
out.
so Buddy and Lewis, what are you guys doing?
We went down to Elam's.
So you went to the
place.
same house. You
we
realize
went to the same house.
you guys
exactly.
passed each other on the way by.
Hold on. Oh, what time is it? Because they're in different buildings.
It's nighttime. They live together. They're
Oh,
husband and wife.
Fair enough.
That's
I'm
So you knock on
train
the door.
robberies.
Yeah.
right? Because you guys came back and you started partying at nighttime, and then
Is it nighttime? I thought it was day.
I thought it was day when the train robbery.
No, when you guys got, it was, but you know, it's been a while that you guys were drinking and celebrating with the
Fair
crowds.
enough. Then yeah, we would have all gone together and.
Okay, so anyways, you guys arrived there and you explained to Elam what?
Well, we're feeling a little tingly right now. Just wondering if you'd be able to check us out and see whether or not this is that alcohol stuff.
As it looks you in the eye, he sees the sweat on your forehead and says, "Yep, you've been drinking a little bit, eh?" That's a weird voice for him. Sorry.
That is a
statement,
sir.
Well, it's a good thing you came to me now before things got worse. And he goes and he grabs you. Now, didn't I give you a syringe earlier?
You did, so I have that. I just wanted to double check that this is gonna help me.
Oh, you feel right as right now. Don't take too much. One dose should do fine for each of you.
One dose as in a full syringe, or just like?
Yes, you got it.
Okay. Wait,
okay.
one dose for each of us?
That's right. One syringe for you and one for Buddy.
Gotcha. I hear you. All right, so we're gonna need another syringe.
That'll be another $2, please.
I will give you that $2 right here, right now.
Well, if we're all together now, which we would have been at this point, I would say let's all buy syringes too. And I would turn to Lewis and say, Lewis, I'm a little bit light on my last pay. You mind catching me up on a syringe?
You got me that shot last night, so yes, I will do it.
Yeah. I mean, you paid for that shot, but I appreciate it.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, someone's got a white chip from Jeff Romo.
Yeah,
Alex
I
did.
do.
Nice.
Alex. Nice.
Hey.
Thank you, Jeff.
I think depending on how much, like how quickly the sickness affects people, I think we should all have a backup syringe as well as the one Mike takes. So, just in case we're on the road and you start getting the shakes, you don't want to.
Elam says, have you all been drinking?
I had a little bit. I know I stopped. No, I think you convinced me to keep drinking, Lewis. I think you went, fuck it.
Well, I know you definitely had some
Most
with
definitely.
Jericho, and you had some with Father Barrow
Oh, yeah.
at his
yeah,
place.
you're right.
So you have all been drinking a little bit. Yeah, he says, well, in that case, it can't hurt, especially if you plan on being far away from here.
So,
Although, if you are feeling as soon as you come to me, I'll make you right as rain. Just make sure you don't put it off too long.
so what happens if we just stop drinking? Do the symptoms go away?
Well, sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. Usually it seems to depend on the age of the person and their lifestyle.
Huh.
All right.
All right. Good to know. Okay, well, I will get... How many dollars do I have? I got...
Buddy, I suggest you be extra careful after all. With consumption, it's going to hit you a little harder.
I can take it, Elam.
Okay. And he goes and gets a couple more syringes. That'll be $2, $4, I think $7.
$7 right here.
Yeah. All right. That seems right. $7.
Thank you, Lewis. I appreciate it.
Yeah,
Well, Elam, I'm going to have to work it off. I've only got a silver dollar.
Well, a silver. Well, all right, buddy, but don't go running out of town. You need this anyways. I imagine you need more than one dose before you leave, anyways. He hands them to you guys. He explains everything. You know how to use them now. Simple enough. Lewis, you're going to need to roll a little bit of a grit roll before you use one because it grosses you out. The concept of injecting something into your veins, something foreign, just that whole idea of this foreign object going into your skin is not something you are happy with. So unless you succeed that grit roll, I'm not going to allow you to get over that.
Grit. And, okay, I'll figure out how to do a grit roll. Do I just add...
It's right on. Exactly. Your grit is something you add to your dice.
All right.
For when you're going against a fear, something that scares you.
Right. Okay.
All right. Is anyone using it, buddy? Are you using yours now?
I'm definitely going to use mine right now.
So you inject, and right away you feel this warm sensation, and the tingling slowly goes away as if they're coming back to life after you've been sitting out for a while. Pins and needles go away, and you feel better. Your mind seems clearer.
So I'm holding the syringe over the vein that I'm supposed to pump it into, and I look back at Elon and I say, so how many people have used this?
When we make them for each customer. That's why you don't return them or anything, Lewis.
No. I know what you mean, but how many people have used this antidote? I suppose
this technique. Well, majority of men in town have, and a lot of the women who work in the night houses. And,
have you used it yourself?
I haven't needed to. I don't drink too much, Lewis.
Right. Well, probably not a bad move.
And 9 times out of 10, well, I'd say more than 9 times out of 10 at least. It seems to have no. As long as you don't get any air or it's a clean syringe, you should be fine. The infection is very rare, and the bacteria shouldn't. I mean, you should be fine, Lewis.
Very rare, you say. Very rare.
Very, very rare, Lewis. Just make sure it stays clean.
I'm gonna need some statistics, like percentages. Like, are we talking?
You
like
remember the fact? Well,
1% or very rare as in 10%.
Lewis, how intelligent are you?
I'm like a 5.
Yeah, so you're pretty intelligent, and you realize that he didn't do his math right with the coins trying to get the syringes anyways. So he gives you statistics, and he kind of looks at you and goes, well, I'd say 1 in 5 are hurt.
All right. I'm going to hang on to this. Thank you very much, sir.
You're welcome. I'll get back to work.
Right, Carver, are you ready?
I'm ready. I was born ready. Now, because this sort of changed the timeline, I don't think I need or bother Lily. I didn't realize that. I figured it was day, therefore there were 2 different places, therefore we would have the head start, but it didn't seem like we had much of one. So, let's all just leave Lily alone. So I'll do the same thing. Actually, you know what? We don't need you. Appreciate it.
I need you guys to figure a little plan out for a little bit. I need to excuse myself for just a moment.
No problem. No apology necessary. All right, boys. Here's my thing. Most importantly, step 1 is to locate and stop the sheriff. It's only because he's the most dangerous person. Henry O'Toole, I love him. I'm concerned that the miners are missing, but that's secondary.
Now. I personally believe that whoever freed the sheriff is the most dangerous person.
Well, he's not the most dangerous because we've seen what the sheriff can do. He full-out attacked all 3 of us. I think it's got to come down to stopping the sheriff and then finding out who let him out. Now, stopping the sheriff might lead us to who let him out. That's the hope.
That was really quick there, Marshal.
Yeah, sure was quicker. I figured it was going to be a few minutes. Either way, we're going to saddle up. We're going to saddle up as soon as possible, and we're going to start tracking.
All right. So you get back, and Lily, she gets there, and she hops off the horse. And she gets down, and she says, my goodness, some mess someone left here.
Well, I guess Lily will help us anyway, so we'll keep her.
Oh yeah, so she's there now. It's too complicated.
It's all right. It'll give Michael a bonus, so why not, right?
Yeah.
It'll give me a what, Carver?
A boner. Sorry, bonus.
Oh, there we go. I mean, you're the one that saw her naked.
I did actually. I gotta tell you boys, this was a real good time. So
Carver, not now. Carver. And she looks at you with the fiercest eyes.
Sorry, no, but Lily, it was a beautiful story. It was wonderful.
Do you want me to go home?
No, I don't. I want you to stay.
Unless you want me to come home, Carver. I'm trying to. And she starts looking around, and she's clearly looking to track.
Michael, or Buddy, give her an 8. You're better. Your eyes are older, but better than hers.
So how do we aid him? How do we help him out?
Who's helping?
I've got a lantern out.
Lily and Lewis
on the horse.
I believe you each roll, and any success will add a +1 to it.
I was going to say, I'm also like...
No, it's not that. It's anyone who's trained in it can add to it. All you need is training in it.
I'm trained in notice.
And, Buddy, you're using track, aren't you?
I'm using tracking, yes, sir.
So I'm going to say no, Justin.
All right, then I'm going to use a spell. Actually, no, I guess I can't. I've got my...
Well, he's successful. He's got a 5.
Yeah.
Oh.
And plus Lily, so that would be a 6.
That's right. But it's not a. It
only explodes on a natural. That's right. That's right.
Who's doing this too? I'm gonna get you, Justin, so you don't feel like you're hanging.
Oh, good. No. Thanks, bro. No, that's a lantern.
That's your lantern. I just felt bad. So yeah, she points out. She says, "Well, they definitely came this way. You see that, Buddy?" She points it out, and Buddy, sure enough, sees 2 prints. One of them is barefoot, and one of them cowboy boot. One you recognize to be the boot print of the sheriff, and the other one unknown.
Hold on, now the sheriff had boots, so you're telling me that the person who sprung them was barefoot?
Yeah.
Maybe it was
I don't know what to think of this, Carver.
Oh, shit.
Well, they clearly went north, so away from here across the tracks, maybe.
Lily, is there any reason for you to think that around these parts are Aborigines?
Oh,
Natives?
for sure. This is all land of the Shoshone.
No, but have you had any trouble with them?
They've been peaceful, especially since we stay off their property, their land. They realize that this mine is now our territory, and they seem to
Hold on.
oblige that.
The mine was not our territory originally?
Oh, definitely not. Definitely Shoshone territory. In fact, there was a time I believe that they considered it sacred ground, but perhaps that our presence here has ruined
Well,
it.
shit, Lily. And I turned to the other guys. Right? I gotta say, it doesn't take a fucking idiot to see the lines drawn here. They're obviously pissed off we took them, and they're doing something to the sheriff. That's a curse if I ever seen one. Man acting nuts, speaking like that. Question is how they're doing it.
I'm concerned that the Shoshone travel in single file to hide their numbers.
No, you're thinking of sand people, and that's a racist. And let me just say that's a racist comparison. But all right. Let's think for a second. Let's go on the assumption that Shoshone are behind this. There must be a peaceful resolution. Henry O'Toole's not going to give up the mine, but if it means death, he might stand to reason. And I turn to Lily. Has anyone made contact with the Shoshone people? Has anyone tried to approach them as an ambassador of sorts?
It's been a long time since we've seen any Shoshone around here. Well, the ones who do, Charles does tend to make the most contact, as he's kind of our liaison between the two. He spends some time. Yeah, the
bartender.
That's right. He represents the town, and he knows the ins and outs of the town, and he talks to the Shoshone in times of need.
Boys,
in fact, he spent some time with them to learn their ways.
All right, boys, I think this is lining up pretty clearly in my mind. Now, I'm not into making leaps and guesses. You know me, Lewis, but at the same time, this seems pretty damn straightforward in my mind.
Explain.
Yeah, Lily looks at you. Carver, you need to slow down for a bit. I might be simple, but...
I'm just saying, barefoot. Come on, boys. Have you ever met a cowboy or a cowpoke or a cowgirl, for that matter, walking around barefoot in these heats? This, to me, only speaks to the kind of people that we're spending every day they could under the sun. Now, the mine was taken from the Shoshone people, and I'm guessing they're looking for a bit of retribution. I'm thinking that for whatever reason, what's put on our dear sheriff here has been meant to... Oh, shit. The ghost rock that's been mined from the cave. How long have we been mining it?
Well, 10 plus years, I imagine.
But why now? All right. First and foremost, let's keep tracking the sheriff.
I still don't understand why they'd want a rabid sheriff.
Again, the thunder rumbles in the distance, and you can see the clouds moving in.
But you remember what we saw?
We only got so much time with those tracks there, buddy.
I know. Let's keep... Yeah, you're right. Sorry. Keep rolling.
All right, so you're going to follow the tracks.
Yeah.
Are there two sets of tracks or just one?
Two sets.
But they're not. They're staying together. They're parallel.
Yes, but the footprints themselves are one in front of the other, not side by side.
Oh.
Which makes a difference.
Does it look like one was being dragged, kind of?
Nope. They're just far apart.
Can we see which one was taking the lead?
Yeah, the barefoot.
All right. Is it big barefoot, small feet?
Wait.
Man-sized foot.
Man-sized foot.
Not a bear's foot.
No, not a bear's foot.
A bear man foot.
Barefoot.
Bear man pig foot.
Let's keep tracking as fast as we can, so we'll just keep rolling as much as we need to.
Okay. As you track, you do make your way over the railroads, and as soon as you get to the rails, the hard gravel seems to hide the tracks. You see some mud, and I need you to do a check on the other side to see if you can follow them.
Can we aid? Oh, I can't. Never mind.
No, but Buddy, you will have the advantage.
And Lewis, you can still aid, can't you? Oh, you don't have track. That's right.
Well, I think I'm going to try using a white chip.
Well, you're successful before.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Oh,
So-
she gives you plus one.
Yeah, you see them, and they seem to be following along the tracks. You see mud every so often. It seems that they ran to the tracks and started following along the gravel almost to hide their prints.
East or west?
West, towards the mine area. I mean, you're going towards the west.
Yeah.
I mean, you're on the east side of town, right, where the tracks are there, and you're following along the tracks, it seems like now, towards the end of the tracks, which are by the mine. But, I mean, that's a ways away still, so you're still moving on. So as you're going, the thunder starts rolling in, and it starts to rain a little bit.
And I'm talking my thoughts out, and I'm saying, boy, it's sacred ground that was taken from these people, the Shoshone, by the people who now own the mine. To me, that spells out retribution. Remember that man who was in town, the one who got hung, came back from the dead? Some sort of spirit? I mean, we can't forget these things. These are supernatural elements that I never encountered anywhere, and I know the Shoshone people by name only, but I'm sure they're deeply religious and spiritual people. Is that right, Lily?
Well, they have their ways, their savage ways, that's right.
Well, I wouldn't call them savages exactly. It wasn't too long ago that called my friend Lewis a savage, and they were wrong about that too.
You know, they did call us savages, and we call them savages. I guess I have grudges that need to be buried.
Yeah, but not with us, because we're all friends here, Lily, and I seen you naked, and I'll tell the story if I need to.
Carver, you keep that up, I'm going to smack you so hard.
Look, we're all in this together, you know that. Whatever's at the end of this trail is going to mean might be dangerous. Do you have a piece on you?
And she leans over to Lewis and says, I saw him naked too, and it wasn't very impressive. I have a piece, yeah.
Don't you say that it wasn't too impressive, because let me just tell you something. I will whip it out right here
so
and there.
she pulls the piece out, and it's, you know, a Colt, and she shows it to you.
All right.
I got a few pieces.
All right, Lacey, chill.
And I pull my guns out, and immediately I'm like showing them.
Yeah, as long as you don't fire them.
All right, you come across, and you're getting closer to the mine as you're following along.
I'm not sure Lewis is bringing, though. I want to see what he thinks. Lewis, what are you making of all this? Something seems odd here, doesn't it?
Well, I mean, everything you're saying makes sense. I mean, if my land was taken from me, I'd be pissed. And I don't know, was there a war? Did they fight? There must have been skirmishes, right, Lily? Lily's
she don't know.
On the track.
She's thinking about when I was naked. She remembered. She's having a good time. Remember. Look, all I'm saying is this, Lewis. We've dealt with, you know, Aboriginal people in various forms, and they're not mean, bitter people, but I do know that they do cherish certain things over others and take as sacred land. To what extent was the land sacred, Lily? Do we know?
Well, the mine was really where they claim the biggest stake, and still to this day we find artifacts and different things inside the mines as we're digging.
Is it possible something was awakened within it? I mean, I know I'm spitting names now, but realistically...
Carver, I don't believe in that stuff.
Lily, you don't have to believe in it, but I'm telling you, just 2 days ago, we had a firefight with a man in town where the bullets went clean through him, and he didn't disappear until we burned the noose in which he was hung. You don't have to believe it, I don't care. But
she walks over to you, Carver, and sniffs and goes, "You've been drinking, Carver."
Lily, I wasn't drinking when it happened, and I'm just saying, you don't have to buy it, but you got to listen to me, because we've been friends long enough.
All right. No pun intended, but we're getting off track here. All right.
They have found stuff in the mines. I heard some gentlemen bragging about some stone with some writing on it as of late that they found. I don't think that has anything to do with this, Carver. The Shoshone have not been seen in a long time.
Well, the way I see it, we're going to have to take a look at the mines anyway. And the question is, do we do it now when we're tired and have been drinking and possibly sick, or do we wait until morning when we can be seen more easily?
Well, I don't think day or night's going to make a difference in the cave, and I ain't too tired. But I do think you have a point. At the very least, if we're heading into the caves, it might be smart to have Henry O'Toole by our side. He's known these caves better than anyone.
Listen, Lily, you said there was a rock with some writing on it. Who's got that rock now?
It's still in the mine. They said they hadn't completely gotten it out yet. Something they couldn't read. They were under the impression it was a lot larger than they could see, and that they were still unburying it.
All right. So, do the tracks lead straight back into the cave?
No, you keep going, and you have to do another roll to see, because you're not quite there yet. You're about halfway through town, just passing the Bee in the Barrel, getting closer to the church.
We're still in town.
Yeah, you're moving west. So the town goes from east to west. East is where you guys are, west being the mine, furthest west.
Okay, perfect, yeah.
Sorry about my cat.
That's all right. Mike, you want to give us another...
Not gonna lie, it's getting a little more difficult.
All right, cat's
not all that difficult.
Nice. 6.
All right. So the mud seems to be getting thinner and thinner as they're walking along the gravel that's within the two rails. But you do notice a few drops of blood. And the blood seems to veer off and go more to the west, as if it is cutting. It's going to start cutting through town. And you see that the fence that goes along the outside of the Bee in the Barrel and along the churchyard and along towards the mine, this barbed wire fence is there, and you think you see some dots on it.
Dots of blood.
Dots of blood.
Well, gentlemen,
See him walking through town.
this doesn't look good. I mean,
What
it makes
doesn't
it
look
easier to
good?
track, but one of them's bleeding.
Well, they're also missing a nail.
They're bleeding that for much for missing a nail? They're
Well,
going to be
not-
bleeding a lot more when they're missing, you know.
Lacey,
Lacey.
put them back in your pants.
Put your piece away, Lacey.
I just meant they're going to be bleeding when they meet us. God,
We ain't gonna be shooting no one until we find out what the hell's going on.
I'll be shooting.
Lacey, don't do us any good if we shoot the man who broke out the sheriff without knowing why the hell he did it.
I'm going to do a notice roll. See
Okay.
if how they got over, if they climbed over, which I'm assuming, or if they found another way through.
You're going to go look at the fence to find out?
Yeah. Now, my notice is normally 10, and because my smarts is now from 12 to 10, it should be okay still, right?
Yeah.
All right.
What do you mean 12 to 10?
So my smarts is 12, but it's
Yeah.
lowered because of my condition.
Right.
So now it's a
You
10.
get a -1 to... Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yep.
So I got a 7.
So, as you're getting close, because you're trying to look, and you realize you need to get closer to the fence to really see the blood and see how they got over, but you stop yourself. You go, whoa, gentlemen. You realize it's blood wire. It's not barbed wire. It's blood wire. There's a plant that camouflages itself on the wire, and you saw just a little movement of it.
Blood wire.
The hell's blood wire?
Do tell.
Well,
I've
it's,
heard of it before.
yeah, it's related to tumbleweed. This thorny vine-like abomination is really misunderstood. It's really indistinguishable from barbed wire. It camouflages itself along barbed wire fences until prey approaches, then latches out, wrapping itself around the victim and draining his blood through the thorny tendrils.
Jesus Christ. This is in town?
That's
No,
right.
that's-
Now, it's common for blood wire to find these fences and camouflage itself.
We need to kill it.
Do you recognize this sort of thing, Lily?
Yeah, hell, that's blood wire. Good eye.
You used to work with this in the apothecary? Or?
Well, I've seen it before in the apothecary. Mostly, Elam has to remove it from people who've been attacked. Even after you kill it, if it's latched on, you still need to get those barbs out.
Well, how do you kill it?
Well, same as any
Well,
weed,
we
but
need to know now.
that's nasty stuff. I maybe give it some space.
Does
Kill it
it
from a
naturally
distance.
bleed like this? Or is it got somebody already?
I'll pull out my
Oh.
pistol and I'll fire at it.
Okay, so I need you to roll.
What happened to the answer? I was looking for an answer then.
Sorry, I got excited.
God.
She said you have to kill it from a distance.
Okay, so you hit it.
I just want to know if it had blood on it, if that's part of like the technique of what it does, or if it got somebody else.
And it seems like it seems like it sucks the blood out of people.
Okay.
Like it's latches on and tries to feed.
So it got someone. Could have been our guy.
Yeah, so you hit it. What's your damage?
Oh yeah, we roll for damage is 2d. That's right. Sorry, it's the gun. 2d6. Winchester. No, sorry, the Colt is 2d6 plus 1. So I will hit it with 6.
6. Okay, so that's enough to it falls off on the ground, and it seems to stop moving, stop writhing. But you realize once it falls off, you get a more of an impression of what it looks like, and it is this fairly tendril-like creature. It's a plant, however.
Shit. Well, is it dead, Lily? Do you know?
Well,
Shot,
it seems to be. Yeah, it looks dead. Maybe give it an extra shot just to make sure.
All right. And I. Do you need me to roll?
No,
It's
that's
like
good.
a coup de grace.
Coup de grace, absolutely. It cuts it in half, and some blood leaks out onto the gravel. But at that moment, the rain starts coming down.
Oh no!
Well, the blood that it took, could it have been our man? And if it is it worth keeping for some reason?
Well, this is pretty close to town. Could have been any number of attacks. I imagine, though, there'd be some reports. We would try to keep the stuff away from our fences. Yeah, likely. It's very possible, Carter.
Could it be useful?
No. I mean, Elam might be able to make some decisions on the blood if we bring it back to him.
All right. Well, I think we still need to track him. I think I don't think we can let this kind of catch our way. A little bit of rain never hurt nobody.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Let's check out that mine.
Well, Lily, if you feel like taking the vine back to Elam, and we can continue on.
Yeah, that's right. I'll see you guys in the morning. We're gonna probably do that in the morning if you don't mind.
Yeah,
Good night, Lily. Thank you for your help, miss.
You're comfortable by yourself there, Lily?
Oh yeah, I can take care of myself. And she spins her gun, puts it in her holster.
Now, Lily, I'll be dreaming about you.
I'm a married man, Carver. You stop that. She runs. I'm a married man. I'm married to a man. You remember? You saw me naked.
I did. Wow. That was the biggest clit I ever saw.
All right. So she hops over the barn fence, and she moves her way into town.
All right, let's keep moving.
Anybody know where the foreman stays? There's got to be some sort of.
Well, he said he was in a tent, didn't he? Up by the. But we said he's in the beer and the bottle. We asked him to stay in town tonight.
That's right. That's right.
I think we should keep tracking it. So long as we see the tracks leading into the cave, I say then we can save it till morning. But if it, for whatever reason, the tracks lead into a house, I'm not going to sleep soundly knowing that it's in town still.
Is it still possible to see the tracks now with the rain, buddy?
It's getting harder. It's definitely getting harder.
Why don't we follow them into the cave, like you said?
Well, because
We're not quite sure yet if that's where they went, Lacey.
Yeah.
They might have just gone into the encampment.
Let's try it till we can't try no more, and then we'll turn in.
Buddy, go ahead and explode that die.
Yes, sir.
Oh, look at that! See, he sees in the dark.
The old 363.
It seems to be cutting into town.
It's not looking good, Carver.
Yeah, into town.
Looks like we're going back into town.
All right.
So it leads out, then back in.
Lacey, you stop drinking that shit unless that's your own personal brand. Is that town water?
This is my back pocket stuff.
All right. As long as it's not the honey brew they got. Okay, so it's leading into town. Do we see whereabouts?
Right. Yeah, it seems to be cutting on the west side of the Bee and the Barrel into town.
Okay. Let's go check. If it's inside, we're going to need to surround this building, Rainbow Six style.
Rainbow Six.
All right, so we're going to check. We're going to follow the tracks a little bit more.
All right, so you keep going into town, and the rain is pouring down, and now you're in the alley to the east of, or to the west of the Bee and the Barrel.
Yeah.
Okay, and it's coming out into the main area. I need Buddy to do another check. We're doing more frequently because the rain's coming down.
Yeah.
Understandable.
Nice.
That 5?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so you notice that it cuts in, and it looks like it's going along the main road now. And someone comes and runs at you. He goes, "Did you see that? There's a crazy man in the town."
Whereabouts is he? Where'd you see him last?
I saw him running down towards Father Barrels. Please hurry.
Here we go. I immediately start darting off towards Father Barrels.
And I'll run too. Yeah, to the priest's house.
That's right.
Okay, yeah, we'll run. I'll run as well.
Twirling my guns as I'm running.
Just with one gun out.
All right, so you guys get within.
Buddy, sweep around the back of the building, as Lacey and I run off.
That's right. So now, as you guys are running, you're not really. Are you paying attention to tracks, or you're just sprinting?
Well,
paying attention to
Father Barrel, so I'd probably just run for Father Barrel, to be honest.
Okay. So you get to the door.
I might actually pay attention to the track because we don't know who this guy is.
Okay, you can roll for the tracks.
And I'm gonna notice. I'm gonna take a look around and see if.
Could I too?
I'm thinking now that it's a little bit. Now that we kind of know.
Buddy, I'm gonna award you. I know it's just rolling, but I'm gonna roll you another chip because I think your rolling's been pretty stellar. Don't track it all this way.
Wait, shouldn't you reward chips for like shitty rolling so that it can
Well, I think you guys are doing a good job in trying to figure this stuff out. You got a blue chip there, buddy.
Nice.
Nice. Thank you.
All right, so you guys get there, and the door is open.
Okay,
I
went to the door.
Right to the door.
Hold on, I went to the door. Lewis checked for notice. Alex was checking for something.
Yeah, I went around the back door.
And Buddy, did you go around the back too?
Well, I wanted to take a quick look at the tracks because, as I said, we don't know who this guy is, and he might be setting us up. So I do take another quick look at the tracks and see if it makes sense to do what you were saying, or possibly yell at you guys to stop.
Right.
I'd probably keep going anyway.
Yeah.
Let's see
That
what
was my thinking. I'm kind of running along and looking at the tracks to see if they're continuing. Because now that we kind of know where it's going, the tracks would be easier to see if you know what you're looking for, right?
It is, but the challenge is the rain, right? It's still getting muddier, and there's more tracks in the middle of town now. So I've been giving a negative to everything Buddy's been rolling, but
Buddy rolled stellar. So does the tracks operate where we're heading?
He knows exactly where you're going. Yep, right to the Father Barrow's house.
Perfect.
Okay. Can I just roll a 4 and see if I explode it, and then see if I see the tracks?
We're there. Now we're doing redundancies.
Fine. No, I mean, what if he was headed towards the place and then turned? But okay, we're there. Whatever.
Okay, so
I do a tumble roll into the front door.
The door is open, swinging in the wind.
Okay, I put one hand on the open door and I lean in. And Lacy, you must be beside me, right?
Yeah, I do a diving somersault into the.
And I cover him because he's an idiot. I say, Lacy, get to cover. Don't go diving in. You don't know what the fuck you're in for. Get to cover. And I wait until he's in the cover.
Okay, so Lacy's in cover, I imagine. Lacy?
Well, I would say no. I'm more spontaneous than that. I literally dove in, and I'm.
Yeah, you
I'm
guys are
on my
treating
knees.
this as a fight. Let's draw cards. See
Draw
who
one
reacts
for me
first.
there, Carver.
Oh, ace.
And
Okay.
then one for me.
And one for you.
I'll roll one for you. So
And Alex is a 4.
Thank you.
Alex is a 7.
Oh, I just
Yeah.
drew 4 for him.
I'm
so
spite.
All right, so Carver, you ask him to get cover. So you're deferring, right? You say get cover.
Well, no, I was going to call for Father Barrow. You know what? No, I don't care. Lacey's insane, and I think he does silly things, so I'm going to ignore him. And I was just covering him while I rolled in, like, out of combat. Now we're in combat. I'm going to use my turn to continue aiming, but I'm going to call for Father Barrow.
Okay.
Father Barrow, you in here? And I want to look down at the floor. Are there any tracks leading in?
Yeah, there's some mud tracks, mud prints
Whereabouts are they heading?
into the sanctuary.
Okay, then I will slip in and find a column to hide behind.
All right. I mean, these are wood pillars that you find a pillar to hide behind amongst the pews on the sides of the church.
All right.
And I stand up and
Buddy
start.
Jax coughs because of his consumption, and it echoes into the night. But he's not gone into the church yet.
Is he at the back with Lewis, or did you come to the front, buddy?
I would be heading around the back, like you said, Carver.
Perfect.
All right, Lewis, it's your turn.
All right. So, did I notice anything? I rolled a 2 and a 4.
For a notice?
Yeah.
Oh, Lewis should have gone before me, by the way.
He should have. I know.
I just realized that.
Yeah.
It's okay.
2 and a 4. So you're successful. It's quiet inside the church.
So I'm looking in through some of the back windows, listening at the door.
Yeah, you can't hear anything, and you don't see any lights on.
All right. Hard to hear through all this rain, so is there, like, looking through the back door, can I see the light coming from the front door?
From the opening, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, you see a small amount of lamp light coming from inside.
Okay. So I'm going to try to open the back door to see if it's unlocked.
So you get to the back door, and you realize that it has just swung shut. Like, it hasn't just swung shut, but it's not hitched. It hasn't really closed all the way.
Oh, okay. So I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait and listen. I guess I can hear Carver and Lacy inside, eh?
Yeah.
And no one called out when I
faintly,
called
but only because you rolled well for the no one called back, Carver.
Okay.
All right. So if I heard them calling, I'm going to slowly, with my gun drawn, I'm going to slowly inch the door open.
All right. So you find yourself in the near where the stove is, and you see like a bag of potatoes there, and you seem to be near the storage area and the back exit. You know that just down the steps to your left, you can go down to the cellar area, and there's a door to your right which goes into the the back room where you were meeting with Father Barrow having a discussion.
I'm going to check the floor for muddy footprints.
And all
Go
I'll
ahead
have
and
is
notice.
back.
So you're just outside the door?
You betcha.
Okay.
But I'll
So
be
do a
kind
roll.
of keeping an eye outside as well as occasionally looking back at Lewis.
Lewis, you do see muddy footprints, and you see a bloody, muddy mix footprints. And they seem to be heading towards where you're standing.
Oh.
Let's go to you, Lacey.
I look around, and so I stand up from where I was kneeling, and Carver's there up against the pillar, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And I'm standing, so I stand up against the other pillar, and I kind of look down into, because it looks like the footprints are going down into the sanctuary.
It looks like, yeah, they went through the sanctuary, sorry, within the church where the pews are,
Oh, right.
and then they seem to be continuing on towards that.
All right, so I say to Carver, I'm gonna follow the footprints up.
And I say, don't. Wait till we hear an answer. Wait till Lewis gets in position.
Fine. And then I make a younger man's voice, and I go, Father, are you here?
Look at Lacey.
What?
It echoes, and Lewis, you hear this creepy little boy's voice saying, Father, are you here? And it echoes into the back room.
Creepy. All right.
Okay, draw another card. Draw another card.
Oh, did Buddy go?
I think Buddy was just helping you out in the back room. Buddy, do you want to do any other action?
I'll just keep a notice, but now I'm concerned that there's some little child stuck in the middle of what's about to be a
That's right.
gunfight.
Yeah, Lacey, you got a 4, by the way. What do you guys have for your next?
Nice, thank you.
King, now, Carver, you have an ability. You can't get lower than something.
A 5.
Okay, so you're good.
I think.
And we're going to go back to Lewis. Lewis, what's your action?
Okay, so the tracks are coming towards me,
Mm-hmm.
and are they?
They're not continually coming towards you. I mean, there's tracks that point towards you.
They
They
went
point
up
towards me, and then they
Little
just
tracks
stop.
walking towards you.
They stop underneath where you're standing, yeah.
Oh, so they ran. Whoever it was ran out the back door. Okay, I think they're outside. Carver, can you
Yeah.
hear me?
Yeah.
There's tracks leading out the back door. I don't know if they're actually in here.
Oh, shit. So I put my gun away. Well, yeah, I know, I keep it. And I step out into the aisle, and I just walk the tracks down. Do they go seamlessly out to the back door where Lewis is? Or do they...
They seem to fade, and there's no blood in the tracks where you're going.
Yeah.
But, yeah, the mud seems to fade as it keeps going towards the...
And then it picks back up towards the back door?
That's right. It goes to the back door of the sanctuary where it leads into the room that Father Barrow had the discussion with you.
Okay. But it doesn't look like... And then they go straight to the back door. It doesn't look like they diverge anywhere.
It goes straight to the back door of the sanctuary. That's right.
Okay.
Oh,
So
but
yeah,
is
it
that
looks
where,
like he came in and left.
are we in the
You're
same
not with
room?
Lewis. No, there's a room between Lewis and Carver, which is the room that Barrow had the discussion with you. Kind of a meeting space. Library.
Oh.
Are your footprints bloody, Carver?
No. I'm following the muddy footprints. Lacey, what the hell are you talking about?
You're calling me crazy. You're telling me to wait, and you're going ahead.
Well, you just heard Carver call.
You're
You're
Carver.
Carver.
I mean, you just heard Lewis call.
Who's crazy now?
Lacey, get out here. Let's.
Oh, now okay. So I go running up with my guns.
And I open the door to the sanctuary.
Hold on. Buddy, what's your...
I did a roll there because I wanted to do a notice, like a listen or that sort of check for...
Where are you listening?
Well, once Lewis said that it looks like the tracks went outside, I was trying to do a listen to see if I heard anything moving around.
And you rolled pretty well. You don't hear anything over the rain. Okay, Carver, you burst through the door. Is that what's happening?
I open the door, yeah.
You open the door? How do you open the door?
Not just kidding.
Like quickly? Do you do it slowly?
I'll click it, and then I'll have my gun in one hand, and I'll slide it open, on whatever wall it opens at.
As you open it, you feel it stop with a thud.
Dun. Do I see blood on the floor?
You do.
I think Father Barrow might be down. Justin or Lewis, see if you can get him through the back door. He's blocking the door, and I try to put a little weight on it.
All right. No, I didn't actually do anything, but...
We don't need to go by action anymore. You guys are out of combat.
Okay,
Well,
cool.
I just want to say I did another roll just to see if I could see any tracks leading out.
You are unsuccessful because of the rain.
Alrighty.
But
So
it's
I'm-
Negative.
So I
But is it
follow the
on?
tracks. Oh, sorry.
Well, I was just gonna ask, is it obvious to? Because let me get a picture of this in my mind. We've got Lewis at the back door, or Buddy's at the back door.
Lewis and Buddy at the back door.
Okay.
But he's slightly out. Yeah.
Is it obvious that someone came out and left though?
You tell
To
me.
both parties, no, but to the story, yes. It looks like someone came in, did something in the sanctuary, and then the bloody, muddy footprints left the back. So it looks like someone came in to kill Father Barrow. I confirm that now.
So I came in through the front door, killed the
Back.
Father Barrow, and then at the back. All right, so I'm going to follow the tracks where they came from.
Okay, you go in, the door swings open, and you see the library. You see the glow of a little bit of light from the lantern that was lit there. And on the floor there, a man, Father Barrow, lies with his horrified-looking face, breathing. And he stretches his arm out to you as he lies in a pool of blood, as his
Oh, no.
throat seems to be ripped out.
I say, buddy, get in here.
I didn't hear him
moved
gasping
quickly.
from the back of the door that he was at.
What's that?
I didn't hear that. Like,
No, it's very quiet. Very quiet.
okay.
It's like barely sucking air through this bloody wound.
Right.
Help me move him, buddy. I think he's blocking the door.
Yeah.
You gotta remember cover the rain though, so on the windows outside.
So I
All
rolled
right.
that one as a healing check if I
Lewis,
get there.
the blood pools and starts running towards your feet a little bit.
Help me move him, buddy.
Put pressure on the wound.
And by help, I mean move him all yourself.
So, buddy, you go in there and you see this man with this scared face, fear in his
It's all
eyes.
right, Padre. Hold on.
Is it? And we can't get in because
Stay
there's
with
somebody
me,
blocking the
Padre.
door.
And he's grabbing onto you, and with a bloody hand, he grabs onto your shirt, and he's trying to pull you in.
Yep. So again, I just want to remind you, if it helps, I got a 7 for heal check.
Okay, so you know he's not going to make it.
Right.
I say we
All
put
right,
our
so I
back
lean
into this
in.
door.
No, because we're just going to be kicking him. They have to move the body.
He's up against the door.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hold on, guys.
That's fine. I'm waiting.
yeah.
So I lean in to hear what he has to say.
And he points to something you're holding. He points to something that you have on you, and he pulls the book out and he pushes it towards you. Oh, Oakland. And he dies.
You're a good man, Padre. All right, guys.
I just picture
I'll just drag him out of the way.
like the door. Yeah, like, what do you say? What do you say?
Me?
I'll drag him
Both
out of the
of us.
way and open the door
Oh.
enough to let these guys in.
Yeah.
Lewis. I need you.
Well, what's up, buddy?
And I hand him the book. And I said, before he passed, the Padre pointed to the book and said, Oakland. Maybe you can find something in there.
Yeah, I'll take a look. And I go and I sit at the desk.
And while they're doing that, I would have continued looking at the footsteps and realized they left at the back. So I would also run to the back with my gun out and sort of just go at the back door, kind of looking around, and then I'd lock it and come back.
So I flip the book open and start to flip through the pages, look for any bookmarks or anything special, any sign of Oakland in the index or glossary.
So you're looking through the page, and horrific creature after horrific creature, ramblings of an old man are in that book, and you come to some parts that seem like they're important, but it's going to take some while for you to really understand them. It talks about the reckoning, and it mentions something about ghost rock, and it seems to be as if the darkness that seems to be spreading across the land, the things that he's been noticing, where these creatures have been popping up, Father Barrow's father, he thinks that they're all connected, as that they're not just a random darkness. From the blood wire to the the scarabs and the different creatures of the desert, they're all there set for a purpose. And that the fact that they become more populous, even the earthquake that set the maze, in California, the earth changing, is all to do with what he calls the reckoning. He feels that it's dark forces and that fear and Ghost Rock are all connected.
What's Father Barrow's name? The father?
Father Oakland.
No, that wasn't his father.
No, that was the guy that was the traveler, remember?
Yeah.
He was the guy that...
His father, his actual father, blood father.
Yeah.
He doesn't mention it, just says Father Barrow inside the book.
I think... What was the last word you said, buddy?
You said Oakland.
I think that might mean that whoever killed Barrow is coming after Oakland next. I don't think it was necessarily a warning I don't think it was a lead so much as a warning.
What is in Oakland? Are there any other churches in Oakland? Connections?
No, Father Oakland. It's the guy's name, remember?
Oh.
Remember, Father Oakland was the transient priest. He was the one that
looked over this sect, this area.
Well, I remember them saying I asked if he had a hole in his hat, remember? Because we thought he might be a suspect.
Mm.
And he was... What was his connection exactly to Barrow? He was just another priest?
He seemed to be
leader.
carrying... Yeah, he kind of coordinates all the very furthest churches. So he goes from place to place along the borders.
What did he start? The Angels of something?
The Lost Angels.
The Lost Angels.
Yeah.
Oh, he did or Grimm did? I thought Father Grimm...
Father Grimm is the head of the Lost Angels.
Oh.
Father Barrow is the leader of the church in this area.
Yeah.
And Father Oakland seems to be the Roman leader connecting all the people.
All right. I think I could be wrong here, but I think maybe he was warning us to protect Oakland. Maybe Oakland was next. It also could be that Oakland has information, but assuming that sheriff got out and attacked this man, I can't understand why.
I'm pacing the place, and I'd just like to look at the muddy footprints that are going through the church. Is there anything specific? Like what can I tell from the footprints just by looking at them? Are they big? Are they shoes?
Yeah, like I said, they're a man-sized footprint, and the other one you're sure is the boot of Cole, the sheriff.
Right. And the man-sized footprint is a barefoot, right?
That's right.
Fuck. So a barefoot man and the sheriff.
So just to reiterate, Father Grimm is the head of the Lost Angels, which Father Barrow and Father Oakland were both followers of, Father Oakland being the more transient. The Guardian Angels are the bad guys, the extremely religious, the extremely cutthroat version, that wanted to drought the one day of feast.
The feast takes place. Yeah, the feast takes place.
It's a custom, though, right?
It's a custom that takes place under Father Grimm. Because of the drought and the fact that people can't provide for themselves, he feeds everybody, and that helps him spread their church.
Right. But the Guardian Angels are the devout, super Westboro Baptist Church version of of the Lost Angels.
Exactly. Yeah.
They're
willing
all
to do anything to stop the blasphemers.
Righto. And Father Oakland. Now, he said where we could find Father Oakland when he's alive. Do you guys remember? It was something about a small shanty. I remember it being like sort of a shitty little place.
Can't say I remember.
Did he tell us, Marshall? I thought he did.
He did. He told you where he was headed next.
Yeah. Was it Halton? No, we're in Halton.
Cheyenne.
We're in Cheyenne.
Right. Cheyenne, Portland.
Darlene. I'm sorry, that totally came out of nowhere.
We're used to it from you, Lacey. All right. Left wing. Kind of.
What do you think the odds are? What do you think the odds are that there is a crazy man in town right now, and he is just a psychopath, and he's just going to start killing citizens?
Well, my logic is this. This man did not, and I want to make this super clear, he walked through a very busy town at a very busy time of day. He walked past the Bee in the Barrel, which was buzzing at this time as we saw ourselves. He walked right through town to Father Barrow himself. He did not break his stride. I can see it. We can see him walk in here. He killed him with purpose, and he left. To me, that says a man who has one purpose and one purpose alone.
Where did he kill? How did he kill Father Barrow? How's he stabbed? Is he stabbed? Is he?
His neck, his throat's ripped out.
So is a real beast of a man.
You know he's powerful enough to rip the boards off the...
So he was killed not by the sheriff, but by the man who saved the sheriff.
Maybe. The sheriff was pretty strong, remember, also.
Yeah, and the sheriff tried to...
All right, let's... Buddy, did you see any tracks leading off into the woods?
Unfortunately, Carver, the rain's taken them away. We've lost the trail.
How far is it to Cheyenne? Ride or train?
Train should be going out soon.
Cheyenne? Again, it's a long ride. Remember, that's where the train came from last time.
Yeah, so if we take a train, how long is a train ride versus a horse rider?
It was a 2-night journey.
But he's going to Cheyenne?
Let's stop there, let you guys think about it. We're going to do mid-game post. We're going to call it the Reckoning.
Properly spelled.
Mid-game post. Thank you all for being with us here on Deadlands Game 1 Part 5. As Chris just mentioned, we are going to break this up and do a mid-game post. The word is going to be reckoning. I'm going to make the post right now.
Are we only counting correct spelling?
Well, yeah, but I'm going to post it so they can just copy-paste it. That's how we do it. That's how we do. Reckoning. Is this the correct spelling, Michael?
Just Google it, you fucks.
Control V, there you go. Mid-game posts. I'm just going to put mid-game posts and the word is, rather than explain every time, because we can go right into it, because I had no forewarning. And go! We are live. Go ahead and number 1, 2, and 3 of this comment will receive 5 XP each. Comment with the correct word, which is reckoning. And the 20th comment will also receive 5 XP. So we already have our first in, Mr. Jake Ortega. Well done, Jake! We also have number 2, which is Mr. Godpool. And we have Laureen as number 3. Well done, guys! Hey! That is the first second.
Godpoolza.
Godpool, that's all. Godpoolza! 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm not counting Mike. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 10. Oh, let me just get. Shit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I've liked the 10th comment, which is Mark. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Mike Fazio saved it by saying, "Come on, folks!" Well done, Mike, for the 20th comment. So there we go. We have reckoning, 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 and reckoning. That is Jake, Godpool, Laureen, and Mike Fazio. Fantastic job, guys. And that has been your mid-game post.
Brought to you by the letter C.
Reckoning.
I miss Sesame Street. I don't watch. That was a good show back in the day.
It was amazing.
It could be a good show now. I don't watch it, is it?
I don't know. I think it's gone downhill.
But do you know that, or you just say that because everything was better when we were younger?
It could be it. Well, it kind of got weird. That's probably it. Though there's a Netflix about being.
Do that often too. I'm like, so much better when it
There's a documentary about being Elmo, which was fantastic.
I saw it on Netflix. I haven't watched it.
And then there's another one about being Big Bird.
I want to shoot some bad guys.
No, Alex, we're talking about Netflix and Big Bird. But it's interesting because sometimes you think things are better. Like Simpsons arguably was better when we were younger, but it sort of had its peak. But like South Park, totally opposite. A lot of people are like, South Park was great. No. South Park is a show that got better so much over time.
Season 9
is better now.
So good onward for South Park. Was it season 3?
The last 10 years. They're in the 20th season. They just did an ad that was like, "We were there." When,
that's right.
Did you see that? His little baby.
We went there. We went there.
We went there too.
Hey guys, don't forget you're playing a game and it's
all right. Chill, Alex.
That wasn't me.
It was that little boy again.
It wasn't me. It was somebody. It wasn't me.
All right. So we're going back in the game.
Lewis is still reading. I mean, there's so much stuff in that book, and you realize how important, significant what Father Barrow was giving you, Lewis.
Yeah.
As you keep reading on about the reckoning and that darkness, he starts using a term to comment about all these creatures that keep appearing, and he keeps referring to them as abominations, 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 and that they seem to be working for something, a driving force, underlying force that they're working towards. And he feels that they're working to create more fear in the land, and that if fear gets too great, something really horrible is going to come. And for him, it was the evil one was arriving.
I can understand why this man drank so much. Well, he says that, and I relay that to the guys, and I say, do you think that we should be really thinking about how to lower the fear of the citizens right now? I mean, it's been a pretty scary couple of weeks for them.
But you think this whatever you're telling us is driven by fear? Or you think it's something to do with, like, as much as they're afraid, the stronger it becomes type shit?
Well, I mean, that's the superstition behind it, and as you know, Carver, I'm a rather superstitious person myself.
Yeah.
I think that there is truth in a lot of this voodoo magic stuff.
All right, well, look, let's take it one at a time. He said Oakland. Is that right, buddy?
That's correct, Carver.
And we know Oakland is Father Oakland, transient priest, also part of the Lost Angels. And we know that Father Oakland is going to be in Cheyenne. Or is he coming from Cheyenne?
Or do we know he's in Cheyenne?
Well,
Maybe he's not. Maybe he's not in Cheyenne. Maybe he's here.
Marshall, do you remember what he said?
You know that he thought he was going to Cheyenne next, and he seems to be making rounds that would take about a fortnight, 2-week rounds before he comes back.
Well, you can't wait 2 weeks if he's under trouble. He's doing his rounds to Cheyenne, so. Well, we got to keep on. Maybe someone in town knows where Oakland is. Who else would be a holy man? Who else would be in touch? You can ask Lily.
Well, again, he's been told the bartender knows a lot about the ins and outs of the town.
Oh, yeah, Chorley or whatever his fucking name is.
What about the boy? That boy they were with. You remember that kid?
Yeah, where was he? He was floating around all town. He was here. He was at Chorley's. What's the fucking bartender's name?
Charles.
Charles.
McCaskill.
Charles.
Fucking Chorley. All right. Maybe
a man is dead. You guys are laughing.
Hey, we're not laughing that he's dead. You got to find humor in the darkest of times.
Especially with the name Charles.
That being said, actually, Lacy, whoever decided, brings up a good point. We now have a dead body on our hands. We've been deputies again for 3 days now. This ain't going to look good on us. Is there something we should be doing here? Maybe hide it? Maybe make it public? What are we talking?
Talking to me or talking to Buddy?
Talking to everybody.
Oh. Yeah, well, bury it would be the noble thing to do.
Maybe we should just have someone come in and take the body. Who's making the coffins in town? Isn't that like Elam?
But I'm saying, hold on. Do we want to let everyone know that the
I
Father
would
Bearer
say
passed away?
not yet. Otherwise, I might just scare the people.
Well, that's Lewis is talking about fear level, and I'm saying finding out the man's throat got torn out might just raise that. Maybe for the time being, we keep it under wraps. I'm thinking
Maybe we say that he went traveling with Oakland, if anybody asks.
Thoughts,
You
buddy?
know, there's Dieter, which is the Undertaker,
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
who usually deals with the bodies.
Buddy, what are your thoughts?
Well, you know, I've never been one much for deception, and I think it's better just to give them what they're dealing with right away. We know that we've got a pretty good idea the sheriff did this.
So, but just to play it all out, we are the deputies of this town. We want to admit to the entire town that the sheriff that we were holding got out under our watch and killed Father Barrow under our watch.
Yeah, it doesn't look good.
I'm a straight shooter, Carver.
And I don't fault you for that, buddy, but I'm just saying in this circumstance, what's going to be best for us and the townspeople?
Yeah.
You'd lie to your own daughter if it meant sparing her feelings. I'm just saying here for the time being, maybe we keep it under wraps. It's just an idea. I'm not pushing it one way or the other. I want to see what everyone's take is on it.
I
You know where
agree
Buddy
with you
stands.
I agree with you on that one, Carver. And maybe if we do tell them, we spare them the details. We don't have to tell them every detail about how this man was killed, because there's some pretty scary shit in this book. You should see all the grotesque creatures I'm looking at.
You know what? That's not a bad idea. Buddy, what about that? What if we alerted the town and told them that Father Barrow passed silently in his sleep after too much drink? Would that be a middle ground that you'd be okay with?
I think it would just let them know that the Padre bit it, And that's enough.
I know, but if I'm talking about if they're asking details, and we know Henry O'Toole and Mr. fucking Charlie or whatever his name is are going to be asking questions. Whatever it is.
We're not too concerned that this creature is looking just to kill anything.
No, I'm not. I think that's specific.
Anybody. So we don't have to worry about the townsfolk letting their guard down and then.
No, not necessarily.
I just think it might aid in our investigation of finding people if more people know that what we're looking for.
We're all going to hell. You hear yelling in the streets, and you hear a smash.
Of course.
Ah, fact.
Why not? I turn to Lewis and I say, take the body downstairs. There is a downstairs in this building, right?
Yeah, there's the crypt.
It's where the cellar was with all the whiskey, where the whiskey was kept.
Actually, I turn to Lacy and say, why don't you and Buddy take the body downstairs and clean up some of this blood? Lewis and I will head out in the street and see what the commotion is about.
Why don't I get to go out in the street? There's commotion. I might be useful with my guns. Go!
We don't want to go shooting more people.
I put my guns away and grab the body by the shoulders. Come on!
Let's bring him on down, Lacy.
No problem. You guys will be able to do it, no problem. But you do hear more of this commotion in the street here.
Lewis and I head out front.
And you can see a man, an older guy, graying in his beard. Clearly, he works in the mine. His clothes are pretty dirty. And he's just wandering around, staggering with a whiskey bottle in his hand. He's shouting in the town streets, and he's saying, this whole town's going to hell. I've said it before. We found that stone, and it's...
And I walk over to him, and I say...
And it's you guys! And he sees you guys.
Is he just
you guys are here to do that.
Is he out on his own?
Yeah, he's just stumbling around drunk.
I punch him in the face.
Boom, knocked out, no problem.
Okay, and I go to Lewis to pick up his legs. Let's get him in the drunk tank.
Is there a drunk tank?
Well, there were two jail cells, weren't there? Side by side?
There was only one.
There's only one holding cell, yeah. Great. Unfortunately.
Did I not say the first thing we need to do is build a proper jail? I'm pretty sure that was game one. It's exactly why.
Yep.
All right, well, either way, we're going to take him to the sheriff's house. Let's do that.
Yeah, so you get him there eventually. I'm going to say you guys all manage. You get the body downstairs. Do you clean up the blood, Buddy and Lacy?
Yes. Find a rag and just wipe it up.
Lewis, this whole time you have the excuse
sloppily.
of the book at least to read, so you don't have to partake. As the
well, Lewis is with me anyway.
All right, so you have this drunk body. You guys are carrying it through town. You're just going to go straight through the town carrying a body?
Yeah, well, we're the deputy. I mean, like, a drunk guy is an asshole. I literally have no problem punching this guy out in front of everybody because he's being a dick. I'd be like, all right.
You seem to knock him out because he was making a lot of noise, and luckily you knocked him out before he woke too many people up.
If anything, people would be on our side. And we're going to take him to the sheriff's house, and we'll put him in the bedroom, and I'll prop up a chair in the corner, and I'll watch him.
All right.
I'll say, Lewis, you want to get some shut-eye? I'll watch him first. When he wakes up, I'll see if I can't calm him down a bit.
I'm tired, but I'm kind of curious about this book here.
Actually, handcuff is even the best idea. So you know what? I will do that. I will shackle him.
Yeah, you grab some irons. For sure.
Yeah, I want to do some irons. Just shackle him to a chair or something in the corner. Something that would.
Yeah, just in case. He's got a little bit of blood from where you. Yeah.
And I'll wipe it off. That's all right. And actually, then if Lewis is gonna read, I'll say, can we switch? Do you mind if I sack out for a bit and you keep an eye on him while you're reading?
Yeah, sounds good.
You hear what he said before I hit him? Because he was talking about that stone. I do think he's got information that would be useful for us.
Yeah, if he wakes up, I'll let you know.
Perfect. Find a comfy chair and sack out.
We'll interrogate him just like Rainbow Six.
Yeah, that always works out so well for us.
Buddy, you and Lacy, you get back there and you see this display before you see, Carver in the bed and Lewis and the man shackled. And it takes all night. So I don't know if you guys want to do anything, but it's going to take all night because he's partially unconscious from the drinking as well. So it's going to take him all night before he wakes up.
So you punched him out, and then you handcuffed him.
Yeah.
That's only one guy.
Yeah.
Drunk and disorderly.
I'll read until I'm tired and then wake one of the other guys to watch.
Well, if you don't mind, I'm going to turn in for the night. As I said, I'm getting a little too old for this.
And I just lie down on the floor and fall asleep.
I picture Lacey running and chasing after rabbits. Yeah, early morning comes sooner than you'd like. You groggily awake, and the man's sitting there going, "What did I do this time?"
You did an awful lot. Just you sit there and shut up till we come back. And I head downstairs for some coffee.
Well, I'd get it on right away. It would be the first thing I do.
Did I learn anything else from the book before I passed out?
No, just things seem to be coming clear. You got some more knowledge that'll definitely help you with knowledge rolls. I'm going to give you a die in knowledge, like nature checks, when it comes to these creature checks. Just understanding what they're about. So we'll give you a training in that. You can name it as you will.
Occult?
Yeah, occult. That's good.
Cool.
I'm going to get on some bacon and eggs if we've got them.
Oh, yeah, lots of meat.
Boys, as well as something for the prisoner.
I'm thirsty up here.
And I walk up, and I walk over to him in the corner, and I place my chair down, and I punch him in the face again, not to knock him out, but just to hit him.
His hat falls to the floor.
I say, drunk in public, that's overnight and a $10 fine, as well as disorderly, that's another $10 fine. You got 20 on you right now?
I probably spent it all last night. I don't check my pockets.
That's right, so you're going to shut your goddamn mouth till we eat our breakfast. And I walk out of the room.
And I hear this go on upstairs, and I say to the other guys, and they call me crazy.
And I sit down, and I look at Buddy, and I say, that's not crazy. You know that's the law, Buddy, as well as anybody.
That is the law. Besides, we could use that fine to pay off Ellum. I owe him a few dollars.
Frankly, that's what I was hoping for, because drunk in public is an overnight $10 fine, disorderly is a $10 fine.
But you did get $25 in wages for the sheriff, which you guys can claim as your own. It was delivered to the sheriff's house.
I guess realistically he would have a safe that we could probably just take our wages from, but...
If you can open it, yeah.
Yeah. Alright, so I'm going to eat breakfast calmly, and I'm turning to the other guy to say, well, Lewis and I ran into this guy last night. He was talking about a stone in the cave, the mine, sorry, that he ran across, and I think could be useful, what we were talking about. Anybody want to come up and hear in what we're...
Well, I was already up, because I was bringing the man some food.
Oh, okay.
Some chow and some water.
Oh, okay.
And everybody kept kicking me in the head while I'm sitting on the floor here, so I've been awake for a while.
All right.
Are you not worried about this abomination found in Oakland?
I really am, but Oakland's supposed to be in Cheyenne.
Buddy, you bring water to the prisoner?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so he looks at you and you didn't come to hit me again, did you?
No, sir. I figure you need some grub. Here, have a sip of water.
Grubby grub grub.
And he looks so thankful. He says, my head is killing me.
And I'll feed him some eggs and some bacon.
And, you know, he
so what's
eats
your name, partner?
They call me Gabe.
Well, Gabe.
He's an older man. He's probably in his 50s or 55 or so.
I go upstairs with Buddy, and I listen to the conversation. I just pull up a chair at the door.
You smoke, Gabe?
I do. Pretty much have every vice. Smoke, drink, women.
Light him a cigarette? You let me know when you need a puff.
Wait, you didn't put the cigarette in his mouth?
Yeah.
He seems to be able to smoke it without his hands.
Yeah. So a little bit of a ruckus last night, eh, Gabe?
I apologize, sir.
It's all right.
It was payday. Things got out of hand.
Doesn't seem like a very wise way to spend your money. I mean, it just cost you $20 extra.
Yeah. Seems to be why I've been working the mine for so long. Can't seem to make a penny to save to my name.
Is it only you're looking out for, Gabe?
Well, it was me and my wife, but she left me some years back. Kids are all grown.
I see. So what can you tell us about that mine you work in?
It's hard work. Body takes a beating.
Yeah, not an easy life, I imagine.
No, most of my friends are dead and gone or gone crazy from the ghost rock.
Well,
There was a cave-in maybe 3 days ago.
okay.
Kind of okay, yeah. I lost a few men, but I got a new pickaxe, which is all right.
What does O'Toole do with that when we
Well,
got cave-ins?
Well, he usually gives a bonus for the last paycheck, giving it to the family, or if there's no family, he usually gives it to the men to, buy around.
I see. So O'Toole's a good man?
I trust him. People say he skimps on the wages sometimes, but he's done right by me.
I see. Well, listen, Carver's going to have some questions for you, I'm sure. And as long as you're polite,
Buddy,
use
please
your
don't
manners.
leave me with him. He's gonna hit me some more.
And I walk into the door.
And he shifts his chair back, and it falls right over to the ground as he hits the ground. Get him away from me.
I'll put the plate down, I'll pick him up, and take the cigarette out, give him some more food. Listen, Gabe, just tell us what you know.
And I walk over, and all I do is I drag a chair across the floor really slow. And I sit across from him, and I sit down.
Hey, what are you dragging the chair sitting on my lap for, Carver?
I thought you were outside listening in.
No, he said he
Outside the front door. Here, you can have my seat. Yeah, there you go. Sit down.
I just drag it real loud and stomp it down, and I sit, and I look at him.
Cole wouldn't let me go by now. I learned my lesson. I know I shouldn't be drinking that much. Cole would let me go.
Shame Cole ain't here.
Yeah. What can I do for you boys? I mean, I don't got much.
You got $20, that's what you owe.
I owe that, and I'll give it to you. Just let me go.
No, that's not how it works. You pay $20, then you go.
My hands are tied.
And I stand up, and I uncuff him.
And he digs his hands in his pockets, and he pulls out, I seem to be a little shy. I'll get you back. I'll get you back when the next train comes in. That's a week's time, and you'll get your money.
Will you now?
I'm not going to go anywhere. I know where to go. And he gives you, it looks like he gives you about $10.
Listen here, Gabe. Why don't you keep your money? You pay
As
us
I
in
take
full.
the money.
No, you pay us in full when you have the money. What we want is a bit of information. You said last night something about a stone that's deep within the mine with writing on it. What you know?
That's just me. And he kind of, you can see he's a little bit sweat. I mean, it could be from the drinking last night, but he looks at you and he goes, well, we found another one of those Shoshone artifacts, a small box, a wooden box, and as we digged around near it, we found the stone, which had some scribbles, some writing of pictures mostly of, the Shoshone's writing.
Well.
What was in the box?
Well, I don't know. It had writing on top. We're not going to touch that.
You said you found another one. Hold on, Lacey. You said you found another one in the Shoshone box.
Hold on.
Well, we found things in the past, and they're usually not good.
What did you find in the past?
Sometimes artifacts, weapons, things like that. Sometimes we open them up, and people swear they see things rising out of these boxes. Curse, I think.
Who's got these artifacts that you've dug up in the past?
We tend to destroy them as soon as we can.
So the stone you said it's got pictures on it. What do they depict?
We don't know. We can't read it. I can't even read English.
Is it still in the mine?
Yeah, they think they're unburying the rest of it. Hopefully they'll destroy it soon enough.
Did Henry O'Toole see this stone?
Well, he sees everything. It goes down the man's. Yeah.
You saying last night that the stone means death and destruction on the town. Why are you saying that?
I'm sure I never said such a thing.
You calling me a liar?
No, sir. No, sir. If I said that, then I said that. Must be, well, the sheriff's gone. He went crazy, and the bandits, and it just seems like a lot of bad's happening. And this can't be a good omen, seeing this more Shoshone business with their curses and such. perhaps I lost my nerve. Hence my drinking.
All right.
I'm going to be sick. I'm going to be sick.
I'm going to be sick on the floor in my house.
And pukes all over the floor.
Box still in the mine as well.
Oh, my head. Do you got any whiskey?
Is the box still in the mine as well?
Yeah, it's right by. I'm sure they haven't moved it yet. They probably want to know what the rest of the stones mean before they get the box out of there.
Who's they?
No.
What? Who else is talking there? Looks around the room.
I'm not leaning
Well,
back.
It's me. Your good old friend Lacy. I just want to know, after you guys opened this box and saw this strange rock, knows
Not
anything
open a
strange?
box.
They didn't open the box.
They didn't open it.
There's a box beside the rock.
But you only saw the rock. You didn't open the box.
We haven't opened the rock. No, we're not going to open that box. We'll probably destroy it from the past. It's
Good, good. But did you notice anything strange after you guys uncovered the rock? Anything strange happen? Any people ran you?
well, I suppose the sheriff going insane has been strange enough for the town. I think.
But this has been that happened way farther before this, no?
Yes, it did, sir.
But when you uncover the rock, nothing else has happened. You see nothing.
Do you expect something else to happen?
No, just asking. Did you happen to notice the sheriff's missing?
Seems like you guys know something. Is there more to it than I should
Well,
know?
did you happen to notice that the sheriff is missing?
You expecting some bad things happening?
Lacey, no, nothing to do with what you need to know. And I stand up and I walk outside the room and I head downstairs.
And I'm leaning up against the door. And I move out of the way to let Carver by. And
So
I
you
say,
got any questions for this guy?
yeah, just one. You ever get a case of the tinglies?
Oh, you're talking to me?
Yeah, I'm talking to you.
Well, pretty regularly when I walk past the house, beside it being the barrel. You know what I mean?
No, I don't know what you mean.
And I walk back into the room with a...
He looks you up and down, confused.
And I walk back into the room with a bucket of soapy water, and I put it down by his feet in a cloth, and I say, clean up your vomit, leave the $10, and pay us at 10 tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
What I'm talking about is the fact that you drink so much.
Yeah, of course. I gotta go steal Elam on a regular. That's half my money gone. Thank goodness you're taking all my money.
Yeah, you'll figure it out. And I leave, and I head downstairs.
Do you uncuff him?
He was uncuffed. I walked up and uncuffed him.
Oh,
when he came to
good.
pay, remember?
Oh, it's weird then that Buddy was feeding him.
No, it was after that. Buddy went
Okay.
in, da-da-da-da-da.
He gets a kick out of it.
I'm a grown man.
Because then I came in, I said, you owe $20, and he said, I can't get my wallet, and I uncuffed him, and then he went and gave 10, and we took the 10.
He gets to cleaning up right away. He gets down on his hands and knees and starts cleaning up.
Yeah, work will make your head hurt less.
And he takes the money out and he leaves it and he goes to leave the place.
So I go downstairs, start boiling some water, and get the syringe ready.
So you're going to put the syringe inside the boiling water?
No, just the tip. Just the
Okay.
tip of it when it's boiled.
Just a tip.
Just the tip.
Just the
We're
tip.
not going in dry.
All right, so we got Oakland, boys, and we got this rock in the cave that he said's got some pictures on it that they can read in a box that they didn't open. They found many before, but it turns out that they smashed them or destroyed them for whatever reason.
Was there anything in the book about the rock or about the box that they'd found?
Nope.
Or symbols? Any symbols of any kind?
There's the occasional symbol within the book, yeah. It is certain things that they have found in the past, yeah, on stones and different archways and things like that, but nothing that relates to the mine, it seems.
Well, the realist...
Can I make a suggestion?
Yeah.
Come Henry O'Toole and have a discussion with him about this. He might have this box, and this might help us to find what the hell this... Who is this barefooted motherfucker who's helped the sheriff escape and killed the Father Barrows?
All right, Lacy, keep it together. All right, let's
I'm laughing. It's okay. It's funny. It's just funny.
All right, look.
Carver.
Yeah, I give Lewis a look. All right, look, I'm with you in spirit, Lacy, but first off, if we're gonna go look at the box and we're gonna speak to Henry O'Toole, I think it's awfully important if we speak to Charles first. If he has any contact with the Shoshone tribe, he may understand a little bit more about these objects, including the stone, than we might. And at the very least, there might be someone friendly from the Shoshone that could retrieve these objects and give us more information on them. But all that aside, let's be real about this. Now, we've seen some fucked up shit since we got here, all right? We've seen ghost people burning their stuff. And all that aside, I think we got to hit the real stuff first. What do we know? And the thing is, last night a man died in our arms, and he said the word Oakland. Now, I think Lewis is agreement on this. That's right now the most tangible lead. The stone is great, but we can't deny that right now it's nothing more than a hypothesis. And I turn to Lacy, which means it's a theory. And I turn back to Lewis. So I think we got to follow up on Oakland, like Lewis is saying.
A hypotheory?
No, it's this big water-dwelling mammal that sits below in Africa and pops up and flips boats.
Oh, a rhinoceros.
That's the one. I think Oakland is a tangible lead. I think we have a lot of spirits going on here with the Shoshone tribe, but frankly, none of them are tangible. I think we got to touch on what's going on with Oakland first and foremost.
Yeah.
What do you guys think?
Well, he might be in danger as well, which means that it's our responsibility to, I guess, take care of him, even though he's not in our jurisdiction. What do you think, buddy?
Sounds like good reasoning to me, but I'm going to go wash up these dishes and give Ellum a little visit and pay off what we owe him. Buddy Jacks doesn't like to be owing anybody anything.
All right, well, let's do this then, just so we're killing two birds, one stone. Buddy, why don't you head to Ellum and ask him if he knows anything about Father Oakland or where he might be. Lewis, why don't you do the same with Lily? Lacy, why don't you speak to Charles, and I'll head out to Halton, and I'll see if I can't speak to him.
What should I ask Charles? Because
as much as we can about Oakland.
All right.
And the Shoshone, if you can. I'm just thinking, how far is Halton, by the way?
We're in Halton.
The town is called Halton, but Halton the Beekeeper, where the mine is a little bit north.
But how, like 10-minute ride?
15.
Hour? 15 minute? Yeah, okay. Yeah. So then let's just meet up in half an hour at the bar, because all we're basically doing is then we'll have a lead to where people think Oakland might be.
Hey, buddy, if you're already going to see Ellum, you might as well ask Lily, too. Might make sense for me to go back to the chapel and see if there's any more information on the inside there.
But now it's day, so they're at two different spots again, remember? Because it was night.
It's the same, it's connected, though, right?
Oh, is it?
It's a connected building.
Which one?
The blacksmith and the apothecary?
Yeah, they are.
Oh, why did I think these were like two different spots? All right. Yeah, then fair enough. Buddy, why don't you do that? And, well, Lewis, are you sure?
The way I see it is this man kept very good notes, as you can see from this book.
Yeah.
And chances are he'd probably written a diary or some sort of journal entry as to the movements of Oakland. So we might know exactly where he is on this date.
And I just pull Lewis aside, and I kind of say, I'm just cautious. If this creature, whatever the hell killed Barrow, is after Oakland, and for whatever reason Oakland does arrive into town and he's searching for Barrow, you might run into him, and I'm cautious. So just be on your best.
Yeah, that's a good point. I'll keep my eyes open, and ears, too.
All right. And I'm going to go out to Asta, and I'm going to ride as fast as I can for Halton.
Okay.
And we said half an hour.
Lewis, I need you to do another notice roll.
I shall do so.
Shall you?
All right, an 8.
So you feel like crawling on your back.
Huh? Crawling? Or he feels like
crawling
on
little pincer type crawling on your back.
Hey,
I just picture him crawling on his back.
Buddy, I'm standing at the stove now. Could you just take a look at my back? Do you see anything? Anything
all
there?
Right.
I feel it crawling on my back.
Let me take a look. Turn around, Lewis.
No, I already got my back to you.
Sure enough, underneath his shirt, you see a little motion as it seems to be crawling up towards his up his back.
Yeah, just stay still for a second, Lewis.
No problem.
Lewis, you feel this squelching, and you feel this ooze kind of drip down your back, lower back.
Damn it, I did not ask you to do that, buddy. I asked you just to tell me if there was something.
Well,
Now
do
you
you
gotta
know
take-
that there was something?
Now you gotta take a bath.
I gotta take a bath.
I know there was something, and now there is not.
Okay, you guys are all going to different places. Lewis, you do manage to clean yourself up. There's definitely a bug that was squished on your back.
I wanted to do the syringe though.
Yeah, good call.
With water.
Mm-hmm.
So you
I'm
said
going the farthest anyway, so it makes sense that like they're doing this while, because they would only take 5 minutes and then meet at the Bean Barrel, so
Sure.
I would get a head start.
So you're going all the way to Halton's, right?
Yeah, exactly.
All right. So in this time, we'll say that you get there, Carver. Lewis, you're going to put the syringe in?
Yeah, no, I'm rolling grit. You said?
Uh,
Or do I have to roll for it?
no, yeah, exactly. You have to roll because you have to convince yourself to do this. I'm going to give you a +1 because of the fact that you boiled it, so you feel a little bit more confident.
Okay, all right. Now I was gonna ask Buddy to do it, but he's since lost my trust when it comes to such matters. So, what do I roll for grit? Just regular 1d4?
Do you have a grit roll there?
It says my grit rank is 1.
Yeah, so you roll 1d4 plus your wild roll, but you add a 1 to it.
Right.
1d4 and 1d6,
Ooh, nice.
and that explodes.
All right, so 10. Or
You know, you feel confident that from now on, as long as you boil it, you'll feel safe enough to do this, and your hands don't shake. You get it in there, and you feel instantly better. That felt good.
I kind of like needles now, I think.
No. Okay.
No?
All right. So let's see here. Who's going to Lily's place? And Elam's.
Buddy is.
That would be Buddy.
Buddy, you arrive. Are you going to Elam's workshop, or are you going to Lily's?
I was gonna go see Elam.
Elam opens the door and says, "Buddy, are you here about the blood wire? Because I'm just working on the blood right now that we got from it. Fortunately, I'm not getting too much information."
It's all right. Just let us know when you do. First off, here's what I owe you. And I pass him the dollars that I owe him.
Well, thank you, buddy. I knew you'd be good for it.
I apologize for not having it up front, Elam.
Oh, it's
Not the
all
way I
right.
like to do business. Listen, what do you know of Father Oakland?
Father Oakland. Who's Father Oakland?
That's all the information I needed. And again, I check just try to do a quick little notice roll and just look at his hands, because I don't think we actually did that last time.
Yeah, you see that they're clean, but he has all his nails.
Yeah.
He says, what I did find out about the blood is quite interesting. There's a chemical in there that is derived from the same plant. I mean, I noticed that he uses an elixir that I use, but it's more potent. It's almost distilled within this blood. Just so you know, there seems to be other compounds in there, but I haven't been able to identify them.
Sorry, you lost me, Elam. I'm not a learned gentleman.
Buddy, these syringes have stuff in it that's in the blood, but more potent.
So what are you getting at, Elam?
I don't know yet. There's more that I will discover, I think. Just give me some more time. It
How
seems
much
like,
time we talking?
well, I don't know. I gotta experiment until I can find it. There's at least 3 compounds within that blood that you've given me from the blood wire that it seems foreign.
It's good to know. And I pass him an extra silver dollar and be like, this is interest paid on the debt I owed you.
Thank you, buddy. I'll get back to work. And he gets back to work. Now, Lacey, where were you headed?
To Charles at the bar.
Lewis, where were you headed?
The chapel again.
Okay, you get to the chapel, and it is a Saturday, so it's pretty quiet. Luckily, and you walk in there.
Yeah, and I go to the office again, the library,
Okay.
and I just look around for any notes or papers that mention the Father Oakland's name.
Yeah, you see it. You see a date book, and you see that he will be returning in a week's time, and that he should still be at Cheyenne presently.
Okay.
So you get the impression that he's worried about his sermon when he arrives. So that's why it's highlighted one of the Sundays, and it says Father Oakland arrives.
Okay. And that's coming up.
Yeah, it's like, sorry, the end of next week.
Right.
So we got a week's time.
So someone's gonna have to give this sermon.
So start writing.
I could.
Yeah, that's exactly.
Other
what
than
I was picturing.
that, you don't see anything else. What else are you looking for?
I go down to the whiskey area.
No, everything seems to be in order.
Stealing from a church seems pretty bad, so I go back upstairs and I head back to the Bee in the Barrel.
Where is the body? What did you guys do with the body?
You don't know.
It's in the basement.
So down
it
there,
is in the
Lewis.
basement.
As soon as you get down there, you feel the smell, and there's a.
You feel
the smell.
Listen,
Feel
smell
it.
that?
It's sticky and coppery.
No, you feel it. It's that dense.
Sensory overload. I'm
that's right.
feeling smells and smelling feels.
It smells like death down there.
All right, so I'm gonna make an impromptu decision to go to the Gravedigger.
Okay. And Dieter greets you as he's outside burning some more materials of past men. Oh, hello there. That's a weird accent. It's the wrong one. I'm just going to talk normal because he's got a Swedish accent.
I start second guessing myself as you go to someone else.
All right. Carver, you arrive at Holton's place.
All right. And I tap my horse. Bugs outside, I'm assuming still?
That's right. Oh, actually, you're checking for that.
Well, last time they were like everywhere.
Yeah, and it seems that there's less.
Oh, so I knock on his door.
And he opens the door right away. Yes. Come.
Yeah, I came. What's up?
Thank goodness you're here.
Can I step inside?
Please come in.
And I come inside and I thank you.
Who's this again?
This is Halton.
Holton, the beekeeper.
Oh, right.
Carver, they're gone. They're gone.
All right, then we'll slow down. What's gone? Who's gone?
A whole hive. They've been taken. It's never happened before.
Now the whole hive's been taken, or they've been missing.
Ripped out of the earth.
You're gonna have to explain it to me. Take a seat, and I go into the room that we sat in last time. I said, just take a seat.
Sits down, and he looks really uncomfortable, really anxiety washing over him.
All right, look, we're gonna do everything we can to get him back. Just tell me what's going on.
I was going around like I do, and I check up every morning on all my different colonies, and sure enough, one is missing.
Now, when you say missing, you're saying that the bugs are gone, or someone's physically...
I mean missing. The whole hive has been ripped out of the earth.
So someone's had to take it from you. All right. Now, how many were roughly in a hive?
Hundreds of thousands. I hope they're okay.
All right. Now, did you hear anything in the night? Did you hear anything suspicious?
No, nothing. I checked yesterday, and today they're gone. I don't know who could do this, because it would take a mighty brave person to attack a bee roach hive.
Well, that's
Imagine being stung by hundreds of these things all at once. I could take maybe 10 before I passed out from the pain.
Look, this is what we're going to do. You're speaking to the deputy. We're going to take a look outside in a few minutes. We're going to take a look around, see if there's any tracks of any kind. We've had a few things in town that might explain this, so we're going to get it back as soon as we can, all right? First off, I just have a few questions if you just want to help me out with that. Father Oakland, you ever heard the name?
No, I've never heard of that name.
Is he being straight with me?
He's a little distracted, but he seems to be being honest.
Should I roll for it, or it's clear?
It's clear.
Okay. The Shoshone tribe. You have any dealings with them?
Not in a long time. We during the Civil War, we did have some encounters, and I say I've killed more than my share, or at least things that I've created have.
That's fair. We've all killed our fair share of people during war times, but that's not so much what I'm talking about. More in the case of recently. Have you any dealings with the Shoshone or any business contacts that might be through the Shoshone of any kind?
You reckon they've come and taken my hive?
No, that's not what I'm saying. I just want to make sure that we're crossing out any possibilities.
I have not had any contact with the Shoshone.
Perfect. That's enough for me. Have you dealt with any or seen any Shoshone relics in the past? Now, this is unrelated matter. We're going to get to your hive in just a second. But I want to know if you've ever encountered any Shoshone artifacts.
The only thing I have is some of their weapons, but they're modern weapons, things that they've been using at war that we've taken from, just souvenirs from the war.
Are there any pictorial diagrams drawn on them or carved on them in any way?
He brings what looks to be a bow and a hatchet over to you, or tomahawk.
Does it have anything on it?
Well, you do see that there is some writing on it.
All right. How important are these to you?
However, if it helps at all, and you can get them back, you can have those.
Yeah, I might take them if that's all right, just to help us translate some of the symbols we might be encountering with Shoshone artifact. Father Barrow, you have any dealings with him?
Not directly, no. I reckon he does a good sermon, and he occasionally comes up here to give me communion.
You're a religious man.
Yes, sir.
Good, very good. And all right, I got a few more questions, but let's take a look out at the hive. I can see you're anxious. Maybe it'll calm you down a little bit.
And he gets up right away, very quickly, and he walks over and he gets like a suit. It looks like some very densely woven fabric, and he says, "You're going to need this."
Yeah, I will, please. And I put it on.
And he puts one on as well. And
does he have any extras hanging?
Yeah, he seems to have like 3 of them total. So
okay.
1 extra. I couldn't imagine coming out here without one of these. Whoever came out here was brave. And he starts walking over, and that's funny. And he walks through all these mounds in the earth. They look like what is it?
Anthills?
No, yeah, termite hills.
Okay.
Termites, yeah.
And he's walking along, and you see mound after mound, but he gets further and further north till he gets to what looks like where another one should be, a big clearing in the earth, and it looks like somebody's just scooped it up.
To look around at the ground, do I see any human footprints?
You see, you're gonna have to do a notice check.
So this is gonna be at a -2 because oh, nice.
Whew. Explosion.
So 7. Well, 6.
Jesus.
So not with a raise. Yeah, you see some footprints around for sure.
Are they the same that I recognize as?
Because you didn't get the raise, you can't distinguish them from any other boot prints, but you do recognize a few different boot prints.
Sorry, not boot prints. Are they like bare footprints?
No, you don't see any bare footprints.
I see. Okay. Interesting.
Maybe Shoshone with boots on.
Yeah, I would have expected maybe these were related, but I suppose they're not then. I can't make out any pairs of boots either. Well, can I use a chip to add a 1d6?
Yep.
Let's do that, because at this point, I want to find out. So, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
What are you trying to find out?
2. I want to know if I can distinguish how many sets, or know definitively if these are the same or similar, or if there are any bare footprints here at all.
You recognize there to be 2 there.
So 2 sets?
Yeah, you would, which is surprising to you because of the size of these mounds.
Yeah. Okay, and they're both booted.
You don't think that 2 people could easily lift something like this?
Yeah, and they're definitely booted. Right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Interesting. So, Halton's out in the middle of roughly nowhere, right?
He's farther away from the town than the majority of people, yeah.
All right.
He's past the mine and to the north, right?
Yeah, and I say, if I was going to ride up, Halton, on horseback and approach your farm, is this not a caged-off area, or are these just out in the open?
These are out in the open.
All right. You didn't hear any horses coming up in the night, eh?
No, sir.
Can I follow the tracks a bit back?
Yeah, you can follow them, and they seem to be going north.
How good are your eyes, Halton?
Well, I reckon they're okay, especially when I have my goggles on.
Well, why don't we just take a quick look, see if we can't find where these tracks started. And I just want to get the general. You know, I don't want to walk for 100 miles. I just want to see if I get the general. You know, are they leading towards town, leading the way?
The mud from the rain last night leaving really good prints. It seems that it must have been just after the rain stopped, but the prints are clear. You could definitely follow these for some ways.
All right. Well, Halton, this is obviously a concern to you, and 100,000 bee roaches ain't a small feat. So, you got a horse?
I don't need a horse. I rarely leave.
Well, why don't you get on the back of Asta and I whistle?
And Asta will say, yeah, it comes. Unhitches itself somehow and runs over to you.
Hey, she's talented.
You gotta,
All right, Halton, get on the back. We're going.
you gotta tell me that Asta's last name is La Vista.
No, just Asta.
Hasta luego.
Asta. Here's a pop quiz for the stream, and if anyone gets this without Googling, 10 XP.
Whoa.
Asta, yeah, because this is a big one. Asta is the name of a pet from a series of films. If you can find out the name, what series of films that the name Asta is from a pet, not necessarily a horse, just a pet, then 10 XP to you without Googling. Don't cheat, because it's shitty to cheat. So we're going to cover as much ground as possible because the prints are pretty clear. So I'm going to get them on the back, and I'm going to go as fast as I can track them.
All right, so you track them, and you're riding for a little bit, but we're going to go to Lacy in the meantime because you seem to be able to follow those tracks for some distance.
Yep.
So there I am walking down to the beehive. What's it called?
Be in the barrel.
Be in the barrel, and I'm going to see Charles and talk to him about Father Oakland, or yeah. So I walk on into the bar.
Being that it's midday, there's no one in there.
Really?
Except
Midday?
for, yeah. Except for, you see Henry O'Toole sitting there at the bar.
And I turn to the camera and very dramatically say, 2 birds, 1 stone. Well, howdy! And I sit down at the bar.
Lacy?
Mr. O'Toole?
Yes,
And
sir.
it's Charles, ain't it?
Charles is not here. He wasn't here
Charles.
last night. That's right, Charles.
Charles is not here.
As I said, Charles is not here.
You just said that? I missed that. I was thinking
He wasn't here last night either. It's very surprising.
Is that normal for Charles to not be here?
I can't reckon I remember a day where he wasn't here. Wonder if he's gone the way of all my men that's missing. He takes a drink.
Say, Mr. O'Toole, being a deputy and all, you wouldn't have any issue with me poking around behind the bar trying to figure out what's going on here, would you?
I stayed the night without asking Charles' permission. I can't stop you.
All right. And I sit up on the bar and flip over my legs and jump in behind the bar. And just kind of look around for anything overly suspicious.
Okay. Let's do a notice roll.
I don't have any specific notice, so I'm just rolling a 4.
Do you have investigation?
No.
1 4 and 1 6, but you get a -2 to both rolls.
Okay. So does that explode at all?
It does.
Is it selecting? Oh, it is.
Yeah.
I just don't see it on mine. Okay, so I'm doing another one.
All right. Let's see here. So 4 plus 3 is 7.
I gotta shout out to Jake Ortega, who caught Asta, which I'm gonna take his word for it, but I gotta say I do not necessarily buy right off the bat that he didn't Google that shit, because that is an obscure as fuck reference.
What is it?
It's the dog from the Thin Man series, which is an old black and white. Asta was their little pooch, the terrier pooch. Which, if you knew it, I'm surprised, because I mean it's possible because I knew it, but if you did, I'm gonna give it to Jake on his word. Oh, he said he got it with Bing.
He didn't Google it. But I got an even more embarrassing thing for you. Who the fuck uses Bing?
Yeah. Bing is your own embarrassment, Jake.
You win, but now
I'm
you're
curious if someone did know it though. Oh well, that's okay. But cheating is never cool. Sorry, back to you.
You do notice something. You're walking around the bar, and you go to the back a little bit into where the prepping is done and some of his storage, and you notice by the back door a pair of boots.
Oh. Well, it seems Charles left without his boots. Would Charles, if I'm imagining this, would Charles fit the foot size description that we've been seeing the bare feet?
Yeah.
Okay. So I walk back out to the main bar area and I say to Henry, Mr. O'Toole, can I get you anything while I'm back here?
I don't reckon it's right for me to take anything more than I have already.
Well, you don't suppose you're not going to be bothered if I help myself to a small drink now, will you?
I already have, and he takes another drink. When are you guys going to come by and take a look at the mine? I'm missing an awful lot of men.
Well, that's also what I wanted to talk to you about, and that's why I'm serving myself a drink here. You don't mind, right? All right.
And again, you're the law.
Just tell me. I hear you guys dug up a rock in a box.
Buddy and Lacy, or Buddy and Lewis walking at this point. Yeah, we did find a box. It's sitting back in my tent, and we were under the process of digging up this rock. This looks like some sort of rock stacked upon one another. With some weird writing on it. I'm sure we'll have to destroy it, but interesting enough.
Mr. O'Toole, let me stop you right there for one brief moment. Hello there, Buddy, Deputy Buddy, and Deputy Lewis. Can I get you all a drink?
No, I'm good, thanks, Lacy. I don't like the needles.
Well, if you wouldn't mind, buddy, come on back with me. And you two, just have a seat up here, Lewis. I know you're premeditating there. So, and I usher Buddy to the back. And in the brief few moments that I step away from Henry O'Toole, I point at the shoes left at the back door. And I kind of give Buddy one of these. So I go back here.
I'll go take a look.
Lewis, just to catch you up, they found Charles left his boots. He seems to be missing. His boots are still at the inn.
And you guys both came into the bee in the barrel, and I just ushered you to the back, where I'm kind of playing bartender to myself, and showed you the fact that Charles's boots are there by the back door, but there's no Charles. Okay? So I've kind of put two and two together here that there's obviously Barefoot Charles is the one who's walking around.
Now, does Charles live up top in the bar?
Charles.
Actually, I come back out to the bar area where Henry is, and I repeat that question back to Henry. That's a good question, Henry. Does Charles live here?
Yeah.
Upstairs in one of the rooms?
Yep. Yes, sir.
You know which room?
It's one at the end of the hall, I believe.
I'll go take a look.
So
you get upstairs, and it's most of the doors are shut. There's a few open ones that have no one in them, unoccupied rooms, and at the end of the hall, there's a door that's shut.
Is it locked?
I don't know. You trying it, buddy?
Yep. Gonna give it.
Yeah, you walk in. Well kept, well furnished, but there's no one in sight. Bed is made. But there's no one in sight.
Well, I'm gonna look around to see if there's anything of interest. Maybe some books or letters that I can't read.
So you're looking around the room for anything of interest. So yeah, you have some places that you can. He doesn't have a lot of literature, but you can look around the room, and we'll see how well you roll.
All right, gonna do a notice, and I'll do a white chip. Now, does it make more sense to add a 1d6 or re-roll?
It's up to you.
I'll re-roll.
Probably adding one. Oh.
And then I'll use a second one white chip to add a 1d6.
That's the red chip to do a 1d6.
Oh, well then, screw that.
Alright. Fortunately, you don't find anything out of the ordinary.
All right. But it doesn't look like any scribblings or any notepads that might have been scribbled on or anything like that.
You find some ledgers about people who've stayed there and some bills that looks like he's calculating, but that's about it.
All right. There's a lot of letters and numbers. Means nothing to me. I'll head on downstairs.
So
Lewis,
I continue.
Let's go to you, Lewis. So you're in the room there with him as well, by the way.
With O'Toole?
With O'Toole and Lacy.
Oh yeah.
And O'Toole's just told us how we found this rock in this box and how he's got people missing.
Yeah, a lot of his men are missing,
including Charles. It's not his men, but.
Have you spoken to the rest of your miners?
Yeah.
What do they say? Where do they think they went?
Well, they suppose it's most of the men that are missing are the young folk, the ones who are doing most of the labor around the archway. They're superstitious, Could be anything though. They could have been drunk last night and got themselves lost, but I don't think it happened last night. I think it happened earlier than the money coming in.
I heard that there was a cave-in not too long ago.
Unfortunately, we lost a man, couple.
And how often do those happen?
It's kind of a risk of the job. Frequently enough, more frequently than I'd like.
More frequently lately?
No, I don't reckon so.
Well, sounds to me like some strange things have been happening. It sounds like you're doing everything you can to maintain the safety of your miners. But we can investigate that. We can take a look. I don't know when exactly. We got some other things that we're looking into, namely the sheriff being missing.
Well, I can tell you my mines are not operating right now, so if you want to go and take a poke around there, I don't mind.
Right. Lacy, do you have any other questions?
Is that my computer? Somebody's mic is feedbacking, I think.
Just sounds weird. It's like da-da-da-da-da.
Somebody got their speakers on?
I wouldn't worry about it. Keep going.
Mr. O'Toole, like I was saying before, you've got people missing. You guys found this box. Anything ever happened like this before? People go missing?
Yeah, it's the Wild West. People go missing all the time.
Yeah, but not in the droves like
never.
They've been missing.
That's right. Never have we lost enough men that I can't run my mind. Now, Lacy, Lewis, buddy, I really need you guys to find these men.
Now, you got to help us out, Mr. O'Toole. Is there any reason why you would think why this would happen? Any reason at all in the world? You could be as absurd as you think it is. Just tell me.
None that I can think of, unless they've quit and up and left because they don't like the way I was treating them. But I don't reckon that's the case.
No, I wasn't here before you mentioned that stone in the box.
The boxes are back in my tent. You guys can look at that if you think it's at all relevant, which I don't think it is.
I think
or
it is.
the stone pillar that we're slowly unburying.
And these people that disappeared, they weren't working around the stone pillar at all.
Yeah, a lot of them were.
I think in a situation like this, everything should be taken into consideration. Mr. O'Toole, if you wouldn't mind escorting us back to your premises, and we can take a look at this box, and even we can go down to the mine and take a look at the pillar.
Gentlemen, and he takes a drink of his whiskey. Right this way. Gets up and walks out of the place. Puts the hat on. Carver, you're riding for a while. This whole time you've been riding, and you can still follow these footprints. How far are you willing to go?
Sounds like you're churning butter.
I'm jerking off. Well, I mean, 100,000 bees are missing. Halton's obviously upset about it. He doesn't own his own horse. I am the deputy. I think I would probably keep riding. I mean, they're not going to go to another country. There has to be a limit to where they're going. There's no train or whatever because it's just walking, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, give me minutes. How many minutes are you willing to ride?
I don't know. An hour?
Okay.
Well, I mean, yeah, no, I guess I would just ride too. Because even if they stole it that night, which it would have to be night, because I have to assume, even if they were running, which they wouldn't run with a fucking bee's nest or whatever. Well, I guess if they're super strength or something, I feel like I would eventually catch up to them no matter what if I'm on horseback. But I'll just keep riding.
All right, so you get to a point where the landscape starts to change, and it starts to get more of a the hills and the banks kind of start coming up, and you realize you're starting to run through kind of a canyon area.
And I turn to Holt and I say, "You know where we are roughly, topographically speaking?"
Well, yeah, it seems this is the beginning of the maze. This whole run actually continues all the way west, all the way down to California eventually.
Shit. Why the hell would
just
they
the
carry us all the way
geographical.
out here?
Well, I guess it's as good as mine. There could be bandits out here. A lot of money in one of those hives.
You getting good at shooting?
No, sir.
Thought you were in the army.
I was. That's what I worked on insects and stuff.
Right. All right. Well, I guess we'll keep going. I'd say shoot. I wish the other boys were here, but realistically, this is my job, and I feel like this is a very important lead, and it could be washed out. So.
And as you come around a corner, you see a man standing there, and he looks like he's dragging something. And it's a far distance away, and you can just peek at him as you pull out and you see him.
I'm gonna pull out my Winchester from the saddlebag.
Is that all you're pulling out?
No, my dick. I'll pull out my dick, Alex. Does that make you feel better? And I aim, kind of not to shoot, but just kind of.
Lacy to you.
What does he look at?
He's not looking at you, but he's dragging. It looks like the hindquarters of like like some sort of deer or elk.
What does he look like? Does he look like he's wearing clothes? Does he look naked?
Yeah, he looks like a man. He looks like someone who would be from Hilton.
He looking like a man.
It looks like he's probably 18 or 20.
Then with my rifle kind of on him, is he out in the open, or can he run behind something? Or?
Yeah, he looks like he's about to drag the piece of the carcass around the corner of this granite-type stone.
So I fire in front of him.
Okay.
Like at the ground.
Okay. So as soon as the bang happens, he looks up at you.
And I give a whistle.
It echoes through this canyon.
And very audibly I reload the Winchester.
He kind of cocks his head, puts the animal down, and turns and walks away. Same direction he was going.
He just kept going?
He did.
Fuck. Kid's fearless. I give him that. And I turn to Halton. What do you make of that?
I don't know. What he's dragging there looks pretty heavy, and he didn't even flinch when he fired.
Could be the guy who stole your bee's nest. Your rad roach net, or your roach. Bee roach.
Yeah, I reckon he's strong enough.
Shit. Well, my fire was to get his attention, not to necessarily scare him.
Can you do a notice roll at Carver?
Yeah, but I'm terrible at it. Do I get an aid from him?
Yeah, he'll help you.
All right. Terrible. I'll use my red chip, which goes to you. And what does the red do? Let me re-roll the whole thing.
Red is...
roll a d6 and add it. So I'm going to add this. So 4, 5...
Oh, fuck.
Well, it's 4. And then he adds...
I forgot. I should have been
You
using
realize there are what looks to be ticks crawling up the side of your horse. And it's now on your boot. And it's trying to climb up, it looks like.
And I say, Halton, these yours
He's
ticks?
like red ticks.
I try to kick him off.
Those aren't regular ticks there, Carver.
And I start backing the horse up, and I butt one off my shoe with the butt of the rifle.
And you realize that all of a sudden a whole bunch of these ticks are coming down the sides of the canyon.
And I spin, yeah, and I ride out of the canyon as fast as I can.
All right, so let's do a horse riding skill.
Oh, I do have riding. 1d4. Nice. So no negative. 3, 2. Does he give me any bonus? Actually, give me a negative probably. Community! I could use an XP. Actually, to Mike's beautiful, beautiful mind, he messaged me, and Mike Kyle, and he said, if anyone needs XP, I'm going to donate it. Previously, he said, I don't have internet. So I'm going to take that. Buy a Benny. He said, hey, man, just
You're
in
out
case
of
you guys... I'm out. Just in case you guys don't see my post My internet is down, and I can't watch because I'm out of friends. If you guys need XP, take as much as you need of mine. I won't be a dick.
Right.
I will take 5, though.
All right, so you get a white
Great.
chip.
Yeah.
I'll have some too.
You can add. So you're gonna spend the white chip right away.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
Does
So
it
these
reroll?
creatures. So although you've turned and you're getting away, we'll see how fast you're getting away.
Oh.
Okay, so unfortunately, your horse seems a little bit spooked. And
Mike's got a bonus for rolling well. Can I have a bonus for rolling terribly?
He rears. The horse
As a
rears.
girl.
She rears.
Your horse is in arrears.
And as she does this, Halton falls.
Fuck.
And these creatures start to crawl on him. So you have a choice to make. You started going away, and you turn around as you realize that Halton's fallen on the ground.
Can I reach him from the horse?
And you
top?
see these red, massive ticks, some small, some really large, start crawling over his body. And you can see he's kind of curious. He's sitting up in it. Oh, be damned. And then start crawling towards his mouth and his ears.
Well, I'll be damned.
So let's roll. Let's pull a card there, Carver.
Ooh, it's a 5, so I get to draw another one.
And I got a 3.
King!
All right, so you get to react.
Alright. Let me just see if there's anything I can use. No, I don't have anything useful. Yeah, I'm going to ride back and pick him up. Can I reach him from my saddle?
Yeah,
If I
so you're going to run into the... Because the swarm is all around now, right?
Yeah. I'm going to
it's
run
so-
into them. I'm going to basically pull a U. I'm going to grab him, throw him on the back, and I'm going to ride off as fast as I can.
Sounds good.
I'm just trying to think if there's any... I'm going to fire as I do it. I mean, I'll try to hit some of the big ones, I guess. Well, no, I need my arm to pick them.
Man, if only I was there with you.
Yeah.
I'd just have the guns out and shooting.
I know, I'm sorry. Yeah, so I'm going to lean over, I'm going to grab him, throw him on the back, and head off.
All right, so you need to do a riding roll first.
4.
Okay, which explodes.
Oh, right. So 6.
So 6. So you do grab him, and you start to
Nice.
pull. So you ride in, and you manage to get there and make contact with his hand, and you pull him up onto your saddle. Now, as you do that, there's still a couple on him, and he's kind of examining them as they're crawling on him, and they're crawling up towards his ear and his mouth. He goes, "What are you doing?"
Can I do a persuasion roll? Get him to snap the fuck out of it?
Yep.
All right, I'm going to use my persuasion. Yeah, basically that. And I'm going to say, oh, that explodes. Nice. So 9. And I'm going to say, Halton, get your pansy ass together. Smack those things off. They're not fucking science experiments. They're trying to kill you.
Right. And he starts brushing all the ones off the horse and off himself.
Get any off me and Asta while you're on it.
And it seems like they all got off, and you guys start making a beeline back to town.
Yeah, at this point.
Yeah. So you guys are going back to town.
Yeah.
Lewis, Lacey, and Buddy, you guys come into the tent, and it's a very, it's a nicer of the tents that you've seen in town. You see his cot, you see where he lives, wooden floors put in, and he says, "Well, gentlemen, there it is. There's the artifact, if you call it. I don't recommend open it per se. I don't know what it does. I will probably be looking at when my curiosity gets the better of me."
I'm gonna take a look at it. Are there symbols around it?
There are. It seems like it's some kind of pictographs writing, as it were.
Right. So I kneel down and I do an occult roll.
Okay.
To see if I recognize anything, any connections to the book I'm reading. And I am going to explode. That. And for shits and giggles, I'm going to use my blue chip die.
Whoa!
No,
Nice.
I'll leave it.
Well, it's thrown out in 10 minutes anyway.
In 10 minutes, yeah. Okay, I'm going to use it now. Boom. So.
All right. So that
10.
you got it with a raise. 4. You need 4, and you got 6 above, so that's 1 raise. As best as you can translate it, it says rat on it. R-A-T. Rat.
Dead rat. Do not open. I don't know what I expected. All right, and I relay that to the others. It says rat. Well, I don't know. I say we leave it for now and check out the mine itself. That's what I'm more curious about. What do you think, buddy?
Well, I think that I wish that we wrote like this. It makes more sense to me. Let's go see what's in the mine.
Let's do it.
All right, so he says, all right, follow me, brings you into the mine. The opening seems like it's pretty cavernous. It's been worked on pretty thoroughly. He brings you down, you go through a few winding, you seem to... Is anyone paying attention? You feel like
yeah, I'm doing a notice roll, yeah.
All right, so as long as you're paying attention, you do notice, you feel like you know which way he took you, but there are a lot of twists and turns, so it is a little confusing. And he says, there you go. And sure enough, there's about 3 rocks high, it looks like. But it looks like it continues on into the side of where they've been digging. And it looks like it continues on, and it hasn't yet completely been uncovered. But there are 3 stones, and there are similar writing to what you saw that said rats. It doesn't say rats, but it's similar writing.
So this is a Shoshone artifact, you say?
Yes, as good as mine, Lewis.
Well, Lewis, can you make any sense of that jibber jabber?
Well, you seem to be pretty confident in it, buddy.
Not at all. I'm just saying it makes more sense that we draw what we're thinking.
Yeah, that's fair. I'll stick to my words, though. And I step closer to it and I start taking a look. Same deal, I guess, occult. Oh, nice, again. All right, so 9.
Okay, and it says, like partially what you can read, because the message continues on. It's kind of a warning. And it seems to be, it seems like a warning. There are some definite negative images there.
Okay.
That's
no
as
matter
best as
what you do
not nothing. You can't read it.
Darn it.
It's just warning symbols kind of thing.
Okay.
And it seems to be creatures, that type of thing.
All right. And am I sensing anything coming off of it, magically speaking?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Whatever it is that you tap into, you feel it being stronger here.
Cool. All right.
You feel
so this is where
closer.
This is where you say that your miners were working when they disappeared?
Yeah. They were working one day, next day they were gone.
So there had to be other miners in the tunnels.
Seems only the young and able-bodied have left, though. All my most useful workers. I still have some of the other miners, yes.
So
Gabe,
no
for
miners.
example, the useless drunk, is still around.
Nobody saw them leaving?
Nope.
Oh.
I have wives coming to me complaining that their husband came to bed one night and the next day they're gone.
So quickly. Had there been talks about anything in the camp,
There was people were afraid their funds weren't going to come on the train, but luckily you guys saw to that. No one acting any stranger than normal.
And had people disappeared before this
Lewis,
mass disappearance?
Can you guys do a check?
What I do too?
Notice check. All 3, yeah.
Notice?
Yep.
Thank you. I get a -2.
Oh,
But an explosion. And another explosion.
Oh. And
And a 1.
Lacey,
Maximum failure.
you feel like crawling on your shoulder. Yep. You look over, and there's a tick, looking like it's about to jump towards your face.
I pull up my gun with my left hand.
What?
And put it right against the tick and not touching my shoulder.
Yeah.
And
Do I
make sure
notice
that there's
this
nobody
happening?
behind me. And fire.
Bang! It echoes through this mine, and everyone looks.
That's how you get
At
Lacey.
Lacey. Yeah, just an explosion. There's red goo on your face, Lacey.
All right, but I killed it.
Damn it, Lacey, what the hell?
Mwah.
There was
I
a tick
mean-
on me.
Mwah.
And Lacey, or Carver, at this time you pull up towards the bee in the barrel.
and I get out and I head inside with Halton. Did Asta get bit by any ticks?
You look her over and she seems like she's fine.
Okay, and he didn't have any ticks, eh? Halton? Halton, you all right? You get that?
What the hell were they? They were not normal ticks.
Well, you know exactly what they were. And I walk inside and I just put my hat on the bar. Where's Charles? Where's Lewis? Where's Buddy?
We're going to end it there, guys, before we move on any further.
Oh, but I have like 2 really good points to bring up to him.
How are you going to find them?
No, Halton.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
A big reveal. Because the Hellstrom mechanical ticks that Hellstrom wanted to weaponize, that came to him. Well, that's what I was going to bring. I was going to make a more...
So hold on a second. You're saying what?
Well, no, we'll talk about it.
I'm sorry, guys. Anticlimactic ending.
Yeah, we have it like that, though.
Well, not to mention... Well, no, all right, fine.
I just feel like it's going to be tough for us to get it all together.
I know, but I had like 2 really good observations that would have just...
Make them, Carver.
Well, now I don't have the speed. I was just going to say...
What are you talking about, Carver? What do you think those things were?
They were the weaponized ticks that Hellstrom came to you to during the Civil War. You remember he came to you. You told me yesterday that he wanted to weaponize them. Look, and O'Toole told us not 10 hours ago.
As soon as you do that, he recalls, and you see a fearful look in his eyes.
That's right. And that kid pulling that dead calf. Do you see his age? 18, 19, well dressed from town. O'Toole just said the other day that all of his young, able-bodied workers went missing. This guy's massing an army. We need to start finding each other and getting our shit settled in some way. All right,
we'll end it there. There we go.
Yay! All right, thank you so much for being with us this Wednesday night, guys.
Lots to discover still. Lots to discover.
Deadlands is back, and that means more rootin' tootin' Western fun heading your way. Tomorrow we're putting the NPC post up, so make sure you check that out and submit your characters for whatever system we're going to be picking. Yeah, other than that, the mini-games are just about to conclude. We have a final round going on with Chris, Victoria, Kenneth, and now Aisha. I'm gonna send you guys details on that, and I'll let you know what's going to happen this coming weekend. Have yourself a fantastic weekend. Once again, thank you to Chris for Deadlands, bringing us back to this world. Thank the players, and thank you guys for being here with us. You have a fantastic night, and as Chris always likes to say,
I missed this. We'll see you around the table.
See you around the table, guys. Good night.
Good night, everyone.